For Ye Junlin, it all started with a nap in math class. He blinks awake, not to the drone of his teacher, but to a horrifying new reality. He looks down at his hands, and they're not his. They're wrinkled, frail, and covered in age spots. In his reflection, a dying old man stares back, and a scream rips from a throat that doesn't feel like his own. He's trapped in a strange, ancient world, his weak body barely able to stand on a long flight of stone stairs. The hope drains out of him completely. All he wants is to go back to his boring, normal life, even his math class. Anything but this. The future stretches out before him, an old man in a rocking chair, waiting for the inevitable. The thought is terrifying. His youth, his life, it's all been stolen. But just as he's about to break, a blinding light erupts. A glowing green panel appears, and a voice rings out in his mind, congratulating him. He's been given a cheat code to this new life. The stronger his opponent, the stronger he becomes. He'll instantly level up to surpass anyone he fights, with absolutely no side effects. The despair evaporates. A wild, crazed look takes over his face as he throws his head back and laughs. This isn't a curse, it's a golden ticket. He roars, ready to take over this world, one overpowered fight at a time. And just like that, the game begins. This world has its legends. Godlike immortal emperors and ancient Tao saints who've touched the peak of power. But to Ye Junlin, they're just experience points. One by one, the strongest beings in the world become nothing more than stepping stones on his path. A terrifying energy formation that could shatter mountains? He just smirks down at it. In his eyes, these legendary masters are just a bunch of newbies lining up to give him a power boost. All their years of struggle, their lifetimes of training. Why bother when you can just have it all handed to you? Before he was an unstoppable god, he was just a kid having a panic attack. One moment, he's a student, the next, he's here. His first thought? Wait, what the hell? Did I time travel? We're back at the beginning. He sees his wrinkled hands, feels his ancient body, and a scream of pure terror escapes him. He's supposed to be a high schooler with his whole life ahead, not some old man at the very end of his. But after the panic, his web novel-addled brain kicks in. If he's been transported into this body, then according to the tropes, this old man has to be some kind of secret, hidden master, right? He decides to check the guy's memories to get the real story. He's plunged into the world of the Kunlun realm, a land of floating mountains and ancient temples where power is everything, and cultivators climb the ranks from chi refinement all the way to true immortal. Digging deeper, he finds the body's owner was also named Ye Junlin. And this guy wasn't just anybody, he was a prodigy, the Misty Peak master of the legendary Xuantian sect, a real big shot. But that glory was short-lived. He was ambushed on a mission, and his Dantian, the core of his power, was shattered. He became a nobody overnight and spent the next few decades hiding on a lonely mountain, wasting away. He lived out his days in isolation, completely powerless, until he finally died at 110 years old. The awful truth crashes down on our hero. He's not in the body of a hidden master. He's just in the body of an old average Joe who's already on his deathbed. He just got here, and he's about to die all over again. Just as he's about to give up, another web novel trope sparks an idea. Time travel stories always come with a cheat. There's still hope. With a newfound burst of confidence, he strikes a pose, points to the sky, and yells, "System, your daddy's here! Hurry up and show yourself!" The only reply is the wind whistling past. Dead silence. His confidence completely vanishes. He tries a different tactic, cupping his hands to his mouth. Okay, playing hard to get, I see. Then, his voice drops to a pathetic whine. I was just joking. Big bro system, please. Just say something. When begging fails, he tries the next trope on the list. No system? Maybe there's a powerful spirit in a ring. He stares down at the plain band on his finger and whispers, "Old dude in the ring, you in there?" Again, nothing. He's losing his patience, screaming at the ring, "I know you're in there, quit messing around." At his absolute wit's end, he throws his staff down and screams, cursing his rotten luck. And just like that, a glowing green panel appears. A robotic voice calmly informs him that his excessive cursing has forced the system to activate and kindly asks him to remain civilized. Pure joy washes over his face. "Finally!" he exclaims, scolding the system for being so late. It apologizes, explaining it was in a deep sleep and offers a newbie gift pack as compensation. He doesn't even think about it. With a look of pure excitement, he roars, "Hell yeah, open it now!" A wave of energy washes over him as the system reveals his gift, a special ability to get stronger by taking a beating. As long as his opponent is stronger, he'll instantly surpass their power level. No side effects, no catch, he can't believe it. This has to be a scam. But the system guarantees it's legit. The gears in his head start turning. He's basically invincible. He can level up just by picking fights with the strongest people he can find. He laughs, realizing he'll never have to train like a normal person. But as he's celebrating, the system adds a friendly reminder he has 1 hour left to live. His victory party comes to a screeching halt. "What? You've got to be kidding me!" The panic returns full force. He has to get down this mountain and find someone to hit him, or he's dead for real. He stumbles down the stone steps, his old body groaning in protest. He curses the original Yi Junlin for living in such a remote place. The system chimes in, 35 minutes remaining. He yells back at it to shut up, begging his frail body to just hold on. Suddenly, a bolt of purple lightning cracks across the sky. He looks up, feeling an immense power gathering nearby. Whatever is happening down there, it's big. Down below, a battle rages. Sect leader Yunian of the Xuantian sect stands against a giant, bird-like demon. The sect leader demands to know who dares attack his sect. The demon just laughs, promising to slaughter every last one of them. The sect leader recognizes the demon, a beast that escaped them years ago and is now back for revenge with an army at its back. The demon's body erupts in dark energy as it mockingly asks if its new power is enough for them. The sect members look on in horror. The demon has reached the nascent soul realm. They don't stand a chance against an expert of that level. But their leader refuses to back down. He roars that they will not just roll over and die. With his sword raised high, he declares that they will fight to the death for the honor of their sect. The Demon King orders the attack, and a bloody battle begins. High on the mountain, Ye Junlin sees the chaos. This is it. He starts screaming, "Hey, somebody, come on, hit me, quick!" But no one hears him. The system announces he has only 20 minutes left. He screams in frustration. They're too far away. He tries to run, but his old back gives out immediately. He can't walk down. He's going to have to try something drastic. Meanwhile, the bird demon swats a cultivator aside like a fly before unleashing a devastating blast of purple energy, showing them the true power of a nascent soul expert. The attack slams into the Xuantian sect members, sending them flying. The sect leader groans. The gap in their power is just too wide. The demon laughs, asking who's next. But then a small voice cuts through the noise. It's Ye Junlin, yelling from the mountaintop. "Hey, dumb bird! Over here!" "Yeah, you crusty old bird," he yells through a makeshift megaphone. "Come and get me!" The demon is stunned. It's never met anyone so arrogant. The wounded sect members look up, confused. The sect leader's eyes widen. "Wait, is that Junior brother?" "Yay?" a disciple gasps, recognizing the name of the Misty Peak legend. The others whisper amongst themselves. "He's been a powerless recluse for decades. What is he doing?" The bird demon laughs, recognizing the name of the washed-up prodigy. Ye Junlin doubles down. "Grandson, I'll roast you for dinner. Get over here if you've got the guts." Just then, the system delivers its final, terrifying warning. 10 seconds of life remaining. A cold sweat drips down his face. This oversized pigeon is taking way too long. The countdown begins. 10, 9, 8, 7. His mind is screaming a final desperate prayer. "Hurry up and hit me, damn it!" Finally, the demon takes the bait. Enraged, it fires a colossal beam of energy straight at him. As the attack screams closer, a grin spreads across Ye Junlin's face. "Oh yeah, finally. Come at me." The beam hits, and the system activates, instantly raising his power to the peak of the nascent soul stage. Flames erupt, but they don't harm him. They wrap around him like a cloak as his frail body transforms. He looks at his hand, feeling the incredible power flowing through his veins. "Whoa," he whispers. "So this is nascent soul power." He clenches his fist, a surge of raw energy filling him. The system chimes in proudly. "Told you this system doesn't mess around." The explosion rocks the entire battlefield. The sect members below are blown back by the shockwave, wondering where this insane power came from. As the smoke clears, Ye Junlin stands untouched, smirking. So, this is what it feels like to be a top-tier expert. The bird demon stares in pure terror, stammering, You're also in the nascent soul stage? And you're stronger than me? The Xuantian sect members are losing their minds. Impossible, the sect leader yells. Junior brother Yi is a nascent soul expert? They all arrive at the same wrong conclusion. His decades of being a powerless loser were all just an act. In their eyes, Ye Junlin is a terrifying, calculating master who was hiding his true power all along. The profound Heaven sect stares in shock. Their long-lost junior brother is a hidden master. The bird demon, who was just bragging about its power, is now sweating profusely. It tries to backpedal, suggesting this was all just a misunderstanding. But Ye Junlan's voice is ice-cold. He reminds the demon that it came to his home, killed his people, and now it wants to talk about a misunderstanding. Just then, the system chimes in, rewarding him with a new transcendent technique. Ye Junlin smirks, feeling the power settle in. He looks at the demon and asks, So if I wipe out your clan, kill your family, and then say it's all a misunderstanding, you'd be cool with that? The demon flinches, realizing there's no talking his way out of this. Ye Junlin points a finger at the demon, his expression turning serious. He has a simple philosophy: don't start trouble, and there won't be any. But if someone messes with him, he will end them. He knows how many innocent lives this demon must have devoured to reach its current power. For scum like that, death is too kind. Backed into a corner, the demon screeches in fury. It declares it's going to burn its own core. A final, suicidal gambit to unleash one last attack and take Ye Junlin down with it. A massive sphere of fiery energy erupts around the demon as it pours every last drop of its life force into the attack, bathing the battlefield in an apocalyptic glow. Ye Junlin is completely unimpressed. His reply is short and dismissive. You wish. He raises his hand, and an overwhelming torrent of energy explodes from him, dwarfing the demon's pathetic final attack as he unleashes his new technique. The demon's bravado evaporates. Faced with a power it can't even comprehend, it starts screaming. Wait, brother, Ye, you can have my wife, my clan, take it all, just let me live. It wails pathetically, begging for its life. But there is no mercy. The wave of energy crashes down with a deafening boom that shakes the very mountains. The impact is so immense, it carves a massive crater into the earth, vaporizing everything in its path. When the smoke clears, the Demon King is gone, completely erased. The only things left are a few scorched feathers floating in the air. Its minions watch from a distance, screaming in terror. The king is dead! Run! As the demons turn to flee, Ye Junlin raises a hand with a smirk. Run? Not on my watch. With a single, casual wave of his hand, he unleashes another pulse of energy, wiping out the entire demon army in an instant. He turns to his sect members with a smile, as if he just took out the trash. Well, that takes care of the bird problem. Sect leader Union bows deeply, thanking his junior brother Yi and admitting he was a fool for thinking he was a washed-up hermit. A beautiful woman in a red dress, Peak Master Su Chenshui, scoffs at the sect leader. She tells him to stop talking nonsense. Anyone could see Ye Junlan wasn't the type to stay down forever. Another master agrees, saying junior brother Yi was simply biding his time. Ye Junlin gets a little flustered. He was just lucky, but they're painting him as some kind of master strategist. Just then, a wounded disciple stumbles toward them, yelling, "Report! We have a problem!" He reports that the rival Wind Thunder sect launched a sneak attack and invaded their territory. The sect leader's face twists with rage. He growls that those bastards were always trouble, but this is a declaration of war. The other masters know how bad this is. But Ye Junlin's eyes narrow. The timing is too perfect. A rival sect and a demon king attacking at the exact same time? They were clearly working together. A new system notification pops up, a sign-in quest at the Wind Thunder sect, with huge rewards. A sly grin spreads across his face. He cracks his knuckles and tells his sect members to stay put. He's going to the Wind Thunder sect to handle this personally. The sect leader can only stare, thinking, damn, junior brother Ye is a straight-up savage. Ye Junlin tells them to hold down the fort and rockets into the sky, leaving a trail of light. The disciples stare in awe. One asks, When's the last time our sect was this badass? The sect leader just replies, never? A single thought enters all their minds. With Peak Master Yi leading the charge, maybe they can finally become the strongest sect in the region. Meanwhile, at the Wind Thunder sect, the mood is festive. Disciples are gloating about how easy it was to trick the Demon King into attacking their rivals. One worries the demon might betray them, but his senior just calls him a coward. The senior disciple reassures him that a powerful figure from the legendary Feathered Immortal sect is visiting. With an expert like that on their side, nothing can go wrong. Inside the main hall, Sect Master Chen Yunhai is flattering his guest, Elder Mu. He asks if it's true his son is doing well at the Feathered Immortal sect. Elder Mu confirms it. The boy is being taught top-tier techniques by a legendary venerable. He's destined for greatness. Chen Yunhai laughs with glee. Fantastic! This means my son could become a true immortal. Elder Mu then presents him with a gift from his son, an upper-grade nascent soul pill. Chen Yunhai's eyes go wide. A nascent soul pill? With this, his own breakthrough is guaranteed. He laughs maniacally. His son is becoming a legend, and he's about to level up. Today is a day of double blessings. Feeling untouchable, he brags to Elder Mu about their plan. But just as he's celebrating, a loud crash echoes through the hall as a body comes flying through the gate. The wall explodes inward. Through the smoke and debris, a figure descends from the ceiling. Ye Yunlong lands, looks around, and says casually, "So this is the Wind Thunder sect, huh?" Chen Yunhai leaps to his feet, furious. "Who dares storm our hall? Are you tired of living?" Ye Jianlin crosses his arms, radiating power. "Name's Ye Jianlin," he smirks. "And yeah, I'm here to storm your place." The cultivators in the hall gasp, feeling the immense pressure of a nascent soul expert. The system rewards him for the cool entrance. Nice, he thinks, more moves to play with. Chen Yunhai, meanwhile, tries to recall the name, politely asking why such an honored guest has come to their sect. Ye Junlin's eyes narrow. "Don't play dumb," he growls. He reminds the sect master exactly who he is, and that since they conspired with a demon to attack his home, he's here to wipe their sect off the map. Chen Yunhai is stunned. Ye Junlin? He thought that guy was a powerless cripple. How is he a nascent soul master? The horrifying truth dawns on him. If Ye Junlan is here, the Demon King must be dead. In a panic, he turns to Elder Mu for help. The elder, looking bored, finally stands up. He looks down at Ye Junlin with utter contempt. "Kid, kneel," he commands, "and I'll let you choose how you die." But Ye Junlin just meets his gaze, unimpressed. Enraged by the disrespect, Elder Mu explodes with power. "Arrogant punk!" A massive wave of blue energy, far beyond anything Ye Junlin has shown, erupts from him as he lunges forward. The sheer pressure sends the other cultivators flying. They realize Elder Mu isn't just a nascent soul expert, he's a divine transformation master. With power like that, Ye Junlin is doomed. Chen Yunhai starts laughing. He taunts Ye Junlin, saying he couldn't have picked a worse time to show up. But as the overwhelming attack barrels toward him, a terrifying, bloodthirsty grin spreads across Ye Junlin's face. His eyes glow. A divine transformation master, huh? He thinks. Oh, this is going to be fun. In a world full of cultivators, Ye Junlin is becoming something else entirely. A force of nature this realm simply isn't ready for. But while he's off playing God, back at his sect's spiritual veins, his people are fighting for their lives against the Wind Thunder invaders. During the battle, sect leader Union interrogates a captive, and the news he hears sends a chill down his spine. The Wind Thunder sect isn't acting alone. They have backing from the legendary Feathered Immortal sect. The enemy cultivator smirks through a mouthful of blood, gloating that a lowly sect like theirs would never dare attack without support. He reveals that their sect master's son has earned great favor with the Feathered Immortal sect, which is why a powerful elder came to help. An elder from profound heaven tries to rally his troops, but knowing they're up against one of the most powerful sects in the region, completely crushes their morale. The sect leader's heart sinks. His thoughts immediately go to Ye Junlan, who went off to face the enemy all by himself. He desperately hopes that Peak Master Ye can stand against such a mighty foe. But another elder crushes that hope. Impossible, he says. Their elders are in the divine transformation stage. A nascent soul cultivator against them is like an ant trying to stop a carriage. Sect leader Union's face hardens. He doesn't care. He's willing to risk everything, even get on his knees and beg if it means saving Peak Master, yeah, the only hope for their sect's future. He prays his junior brother doesn't do anything reckless. But back at the Wind Thunder sect, reckless doesn't even begin to cover it. Faced with the crushing aura of a divine transformation master, Ye Junlin isn't afraid. He's thrilled. A terrifying, hungry grin spreads across his face as his eyes begin to glow. Sect. Master Chen Yunhai laughs mockingly, assuming the kid has finally lost his mind from fear. He scoffs that with his pathetic strength, Ye Gunlin isn't even worthy of carrying the Elder's shoes. Elder Mew looks down on him with utter contempt, calling him a mere backwater cultivator from an ant's nest. To the mighty feathered immortal sect he says, "Profound heaven is nothing but dust." The Elder roars. "But since you've angered me, even if you beg like a dog, I will ensure your entire sect is annihilated." Ye Junlin just yawns, completely unimpressed. "Go on then. Make your move," he taunts. "Stop wasting my time." Inside, he's buzzing with excitement. A divine transformation master? This is going to be fun. Enraged, Elder Mew screams, "Courting death!" and lunges forward, convinced this will be over in an instant. But just as the attack is about to land, the system activates. An enemy from the divine transformation stage is attacking. In a flash of golden light, Ye Gunlin's power skyrockets, instantly reaching the peak of the divine transformation stage himself. He stands there, wreathed in lightning, and effortlessly catches the Elder's attack. "Divine transformation?" he scoffs. "Is that all?" Elder Mew's face freezes in pure disbelief. "What? You're also in the divine transformation stage?" Everyone is stunned. A divine transformation master from this barren wasteland? It was supposed to be impossible. This kid is far too young to have reached such a legendary realm. Chen Yunhai frantically begs Elder Mew to save them. The Elder, trying to hide his own panic, tells him to calm down, puffing out his chest and boasting that his techniques from the advanced Qing province are far superior. Ye Junlin just smirks. "Old man, you haven't even lost yet, and you're already making excuses." The Elder roars back, unleashing his ultimate attack to show him the true gap between them. He summons a colossal hand of blue energy. The Wind Thunder members gasp. It's a mortal-grade spirit art, a technique so rare here it's considered a priceless treasure. The Elder cackles, certain of his victory. But Ye Junlin just rolls his eyes. "Just a parlor trick to show off in front of me?" He raises his hand and unleashes one of his own new abilities, Human King Seal. A wave of golden energy explodes from him, shattering the very ground he stands on. A monstrous, fiery apparition of the Human King forms behind him, radiating an aura of absolute power. The onlookers are terrified. They can't even comprehend the level of this technique. It's beyond anything they have ever seen. As the Human King reigns supreme, the golden energy seal flies forward, completely dwarfing the Elder's attack. The two attacks collide. The Human King seal doesn't just block the attack, it shatters it and slams directly into Elder Mew, who can only let out a final, pathetic scream of, "Damn it!" Mortally wounded, the Elder gasps, playing his last card. "Stop! I am of the feathered immortal sect!" But Ye Junlin's eyes are cold. He reminds him of his own words. If he provokes him, he will destroy him. As the golden light consumes him, the Elder's face fills with terror. With a final flash, the once mighty Elder is reduced to dust. Chen Yunhai and the others collapse to their knees, desperately kowtowing and screaming, "Divine Lord Yi!" "We were wrong. Please spare us." They beg to become his loyal dogs, but Ye Junlin looks down at them with disdain. "You think you're worthy?" Chen Yunhai tries one last threat, reminding Ye Junlan that his son is a powerful disciple destined for greatness. "Don't bring disaster upon yourself," he warns. "Destined for immortality?" Ye Junlin repeats, a wicked grin spreading across his face. "Perfect timing," he says. His voice echoes through the ruined hall as he makes his decree. "They provoked him first. As I said, you won't exist after today, and I always keep my word." He raises his hand one last time, summoning the immense power of the Human King. The entire Wind Thunder Sect headquarters is engulfed in a fiery explosion. With his dying breath, Chen Yunhai screams a curse, vowing his son will avenge them. Ye Junlin stands calmly in the ruins, scoffing that he'll be waiting for this so-called immortal son to come and offer himself up as more experience points. Just then, he senses his sect members arriving. Sect leader Union and the others fly in, overjoyed to see him alive. Ye Gunlin looks at them, confused. Where else would I be? I told you I was going to raise their sect. Union grabs his arm, rambling about how lucky he was to have missed the feathered immortal sect elder. He says, Ye Junlin narrowly avoided a disaster. Ye Junlin just smiles. Oh, that elder? I already killed him. The sect leader's brain short-circuits. What? You killed a divine transformation cultivator? Su Qianshui just smirks, crossing her arms. See, I told you. Peak master, ye can handle anything. The reality finally hits Union. Not only did his junior brother kill a divine transformation expert, he is Hu's one. Ye Junlin confirms it, and Union is left completely speechless, his faith in Ye Junlin now absolute. One of the elders presents the nascent soul pill they recovered from the ruins. Union gives the precious pill to a wounded elder. At that exact moment, a new quest pops up for Ye Junlin. The system has detected a potential disciple nearby with a legendary physique, a future immortal world sect master. The reward for recruiting her is unimaginable. Ye Junlin's eyes light up. Another mission, and this time to recruit a future immortal? If he can pull this off, he won't just rule this wasteland, but the entire Qing province. The scene shifts to a secluded bamboo grove, a place of supposed peace. But that peace is shattered by a creepy old man with a lecherous grin, chasing someone through the trees. A beauty, he exclaims. He's pursuing a terrified young woman. With a sinister laugh, he calls out, He, beauty, don't run. Let this Taoist have some fun with you. Let's get back to the story. Back at the smoldering ruins, sect leader Union stares after Ye Yunlin, a heavy sense of dread washing over him. He turns to the other masters, his brow furrowed with worry. He reminds them that while Peak Brother Yi won the battle, they've now made an enemy of the powerful feathered immortal sect. He questions if their sect can even survive after this. Union approaches Ye Junlan, his voice filled with genuine concern. He tells Ye Junlin that he is a prodigy and can't afford to waste his future here. He begs him to leave the eastern region, promising that the rest of them will face the feathered immortal sect's wrath, even if it costs them their lives. As long as Ye Junlin lives, the profound heaven sect has a future. The other masters agree immediately. Su Qianshui adds that it would be a tragedy for a once-in-a-million genius like him to fall here. The younger disciples, their faces burning with loyalty, chime in, swearing to hold the line no matter the cost. They all urge him to go and handle his own business. Ye Junlin is genuinely touched. He knows they wouldn't be in this mess if it weren't for him, yet they still have his back. He tells Yonian not to worry and that he'll clean up the mess he started. With a friendly smile, he claps the sect master on the shoulder and tells him to take his time looting the place because he has some urgent business to attend to. And just like that, he vanishes. The sect leader can only marvel at his style, always leaving so smoothly. The scene then shifts back to the quiet bamboo grove. The sound of someone running for their life cuts through the silence. It's the same creepy old man, chasing a beautiful figure in red robes. He, beauty, don't run, he calls out. The person being chased spins around, their face a mask of fury. Get lost. For the last time, I am a man. The old man doesn't believe it for a second. Yeah, right, he sneers. Someone as fine as you can't be a guy. Playing hard to get, huh? We see a flash of memories. The young man's name is Hung Qinye. He was once a true immortal, the leader of a powerful demonic cult. But he was betrayed, his sect destroyed, and he was forced to seal his own power just to escape. Now he's stuck in this weak body, being harassed by this creep. What a joke. The old man attacks. Hung Qianye, knowing he's outmatched, quickly throws up a defensive flame shield. The attack slices through the shield and the bamboo trees like they're paper. The blast slams into Hung Qianye, sending him crashing to the ground. He coughs up blood. The old man is a core formation expert, far stronger than him. Deciding his target must be hiding some kind of treasure, he unleashes a binding technique. Green energy swirls around Hong Qianye, trapping him. The old man cackles. That's it, pretty boy. You're done for. Hong Qianye can only grit his teeth and curse him. The creep leans in close, grabbing his chin. Don't resist, sweetheart, he whispers. Be a good boy now. That's the last straw. Hong Qianye explodes. Screw you, he screams, tearing open his robes. Open your damn eyes. I am a dude. The old man freezes. A man. What? The realization hits him. Oh crap, you're really a guy? I've been chasing a man this whole time? What a waste. Hong Qianye glares at him, still furious. Yeah, no kidding. Now get lost. But the old man gets an idea. If he's this beautiful, he must have a powerful technique. He attacks again. Enraged, Hong Qianye unleashes a torrent of fire, screaming that he won't go down without a fight. The old man is stunned. What kind of spell is that? A foundation stage cultivator pulling off something so powerful. Hong Qianye's eyes burn with hatred. You messed with the wrong guy, you old freak, he growls, channeling all his remaining strength into one final attack. The old man's confidence vanishes. Whoa, hold on. Let's talk about this. But it's too late. The massive fireball engulfs him. A final, agonizing scream echoes through the grove. Hong Qianye collapses, panting. He mutters that the old man brought this on himself, but his core is damaged from the strain. He knows he needs to find a safe place to recover. Suddenly, a new voice cuts through the clearing. Heh, that creep deserved it. But you're full of surprises. Hong Qianye whips his head around, instantly on guard. He spots a figure landing softly nearby and yells, "Who's there?" A second, more sinister old man appears. "Easy, friend, just passing through," he says calmly. "And don't worry, I'm not into that." Hong Qianye is still suspicious, but he's too exhausted for another fight. All right then, farewell. But as he turns to leave, the sinister old man lunges at him. The man's face twists into a greedy grin. "Honestly though," he says, "that guy wasn't half as interesting as all your little secrets." Dark energy swirls around him. "Let's see what kind of divine abilities you're hiding," Hong Qianye screams in his mind. "Sneaky old bastard, you're trying to possess me while I'm down?" He's too weak to fight back, but just as the old man is about to strike, a brilliant flash of golden lightning tears through the grove. The sinister old man freezes, terrified. Holy crap, a nascent soul expert? Since when does this backwater dump have someone on that level? Ye Junlin appears, his body crackling with power. The old man immediately drops into a pleading bow. Senior master, he's all yours. I'm out of here." Ye Junlin just scoffs. "Scum like you doesn't deserve to live." With a single effortless slash, he ends the old man's life. Hong Qianye stares, dumbfounded. He wonders if he's next. Ye Junlin turns his attention to him, asking his system how this pretty boy is supposed to be his target. The system confirms it. This is Hong Qianye, a fallen true immortal. It displays his stats, including his gender male. The confirmation hits Ye Junlin. Damn, so he's really a man? He looks Hong Qianye up and down, muttering to himself about how anyone would make that mistake. Hong Qianye catches him staring and gets visibly creeped out, thinking, "Oh no, he better not be into guys too." Ye Junlin strokes his chin. Even if he's weak now, with his talent and experience, making him a disciple would be a huge win. He walks over with a grin. "Hey, I can see you're incredibly talented. Want to be my disciple?" "I'm your master now." Hong Qianye is insulted. "Excuse me? You want me to be your disciple?" He scoffs, assuming this clown is just after his secrets and has no idea who he's really talking to. Ye Junlin is unfazed. "You can't judge a book by its cover," he says, insisting the master-disciple thing is happening. A flaming scroll appears in his hand. "All right, check this out. Take this technique as your initiation gift and study hard, kid." Hong Qianye reluctantly takes the scroll, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "Thank you, master." He expects it to be some useless pamphlet and scoffs at the pretentious title, 3,000 Flames Scripture. But as his eyes scan the text, his sarcastic smirk melts away, replaced by pure, unadulterated shock. Wait, what? This can't be real. And it seems our story is just getting started. No script needed, jump straight to the action. Ye Junlin sizes up his new disciple, a knowing smirk on his face. He can practically see the resentment radiating off the guy. And he's right. Hong Qianye's mind is racing. This man is not worthy of being his master, but he's too weak to fight back. For now, he'll play along, bide his time, and wait for the perfect moment for payback. He swallows his pride and drops to his knees, proclaiming with a flourish that becoming his disciple is the greatest honor of his life. Ye Junlin just scoffs internally, seeing right through the painfully obvious act. Deep down, Hong Qianye swears that he will reclaim his pride and make Ye Junlin pay for this humiliation. Ye Junlin, completely unfazed, pats him on the shoulder. He tells him to get up, casually dubbing him Little Hong from now on. The nickname stings more than any physical blow. Through a forced smile and fists clenched so tight his knuckles are white, Hong Qianye grits out his acceptance. The silent fury is exactly what Ye Junlin was hoping to see. After all, the greater the disciples struggle, the sweeter the system rewards. And just like that, the system lights up. Mission complete. The rewards start pouring in. An auto-cultivation mode for his divine skill, meaning he can level up just by relaxing. And a new spirit tool, the Burial Heaven Coffin. The description alone is insane, promising the coffin can trap and refine anything under the heavens, even entire worlds. As a bonus, the system gifts him the very technique he just gave away, the 3000 Flame Sutra. And, to top it all off, a fire origin pill to perfect his own cultivation. Ye Junlin can't help but grin. This coffin has the potential to bury the very Tao itself. He feels a swell of pride. Taking on this disciple was truly a stroke of genius. Hong Qianye, meanwhile, is still trying to process what just happened. He had reluctantly taken the scroll, scoffing at his new master's arrogance and the technique's overblown name. But the moment he read it, his entire worldview shattered. His own ultimate technique, the one that made him a true immortal, was nothing but garbage compared to this. The 3000 Flame Sutra was on a completely different plane of existence. Cultivation skills ranged from mortal all the way up to the mythical saint rank. And he was holding a saint rank skill in his hands. With this, reclaiming his former power would be child's play. Ye Junlin's voice snaps him out of it, asking if he likes the gift. Hong Qianye's attitude does a complete 180 as he showers his new master with genuine praise. Before he can even process it further, Ye Junlin casually offers him a glowing red pill, telling him to use it to boost his cultivation. Hong Qianye's eyes go wide. He can't believe it, stammering as he asks if it's really a fire origin pill. This isn't just a pill, it's a divine treasure that immortals would kill for, and his new master is just giving it to him? Ye Junlin just raises an eyebrow. Are you doubting my gifts, little Hong? Defeated, Hong Qianye can only bow and accept, silently marveling at the fool's carelessness with such treasures. Ye Junlin tells him to hurry up and take it. With a trembling hand, Hong Qianye brings the pill to his lips. The moment it dissolves, a pillar of fire erupts around him. Energy floods his system, shattering one bottleneck after another. Foundation establishment, golden core, and then, boom. He's reached the nascent soul realm in a matter of moments. Power surges through him, and he can't help but let out a triumphant roar. For the first time in a long time, he feels hope. The central domain would soon know his name again. After a quick, sheepish apology for the outburst, Ye Junlin decides it's time to head back to the sect and introduce his new disciple. Meanwhile, the profound Heaven sect is buzzing. Rumors of Peak Lord Yi's incredible power have spread like wildfire, and everyone is regretting not joining his peak sooner. Suddenly, a figure descends from the sky. A cheer goes up for Peak Lord Yi, but it's quickly followed by whispers. Who's the beautiful woman with him? As Hong Qianye walks beside his master, the disciples can't help but stare, their admiration quickly turning to envy. Hearing their murmurs, Hong Qianye scoffs internally at their pathetic cultivation levels. Just then, sect leader Yunyan approaches to greet them, his eyes lingering on the beautiful newcomer. Inside the main hall, all the sect elders have gathered to welcome them back. Ye Junlin proudly introduces his new student. But before Hong Qianye can even greet the elders, they all stare in shock. Fed up with the confusion, he lets his aura flare, yelling out, "I'm a man!" The entire hall falls silent, the elders completely stunned that this beautiful, nascent soul expert is, in fact, male. Ye Junlin just smacks him on the back of the head, telling him to show some respect and apologize. Leaning in, he offers a piece of advice. telling him that true strength is about adapting to your surroundings, not complaining about them. With that, he leads him to a dusty, forgotten corner of Misty Peak, casually telling him to clean it up himself. As Hong Chanye grits his teeth, he renews his vow. One day, Ye Junlin will pay. Far away, in the powerful, feathered, immortal sect, trouble is brewing. Inside the True Inheritance Hall, a young man named Chen Xiao reports to his master. A life tablet has just shattered. It belonged to the elder he'd sent to deliver a pill to his father. He's worried, feeling he needs to go check on his family's sect. But his master, the Great Sun Venerable, speaks from the shadows, his voice cold. He asks Chen Xiao if he knows why he was chosen as a disciple. Chen Xiao replies that it's because of his immortal sun body. His master agrees, but adds that he also saw a great ambition in him, a hunger that wouldn't be held back by petty attachments. He informs Chen Xiao that the true inheritance competition is coming up, and that is where his focus needs to be. The fate of a minor sect is nothing. Chen Xiao's only duty is to prepare, to win, and to crush his rivals. He promises to send someone else to investigate later. Bowing his head, Chen Xiao's ambition quickly smothers his concern. He promises his master he won't fail. The next day on Misty Peak, Ye Junlin is already kicking back, calling for his food. Hong Qianye emerges with a tray, grumbling to himself about his master's obsession with mortal pleasures. But when Ye Junlin takes a bite of the grilled meat, his eyes go wide. The seasoning from the system is unbelievably good. He offers a skewer to Hong Qianye, who politely refuses, stating that as a cultivator, he has long since mastered fasting and has no need for food. But Ye Junlan insists. What's the point of all that power if you can't even enjoy a good meal? Reluctantly, Hong Qianye agrees to take a bite, still thinking his master is a complete weirdo. The moment the food touches his tongue, everything changes. It's not just a taste. It's an explosion of flavor that rocks his very soul. "It's so good," he whispers, a blush spreading across his face as tears begin to well up in his eyes. To Ye Junlin's absolute astonishment, his disciple starts crying over a simple piece of meat. But these aren't tears of sadness. They're tears of pure, simple joy. A forgotten memory surfaces of being a starving child and tasting meat for the very first time. A happiness he had buried under centuries of ambition and conflict. In that moment, he finally understands. His master was right. He had been so focused on gaining power that he forgot how to live. This sudden, profound epiphany shatters his spiritual shackles. His aura erupts again, skyrocketing past the stages of nascent soul and surging all the way to the divine transformation realm. Ye Junlin is speechless. A breakthrough from eating a skewer? This kid's talent was simply monstrous. Still chewing on his own skewer, Ye Junlin just grins. "Well, look at that. Congrats on reaching divine transformation, little Hong. You're almost as strong as me now." But Hong Qianye is just as stunned as his master. He never imagined he would recover his power this quickly. He looks at this enigmatic, food-obsessed man who has changed his entire destiny in a single day, and realizes this strange master-disciple relationship might be heading for a dramatic conclusion, one way or another. No script needed. Jump straight to the action. Back on Misty Peak, Ye Junlin leans back in his chair, completely satisfied. He calls over to his disciple, who's still basking in his newfound power. "Little Hong, you've eaten and your cultivation is up. Come massage your master's shoulders." Inside, Hong Qianye's pride erupts in silent fury. He's a divine transformation master now, just like him. How dare he? A dark, vengeful aura begins to swirl around him. He was once a true immortal, a legend. The very idea of serving a cultivator of the same rank is an insult beyond words. He channels his energy, preparing to finally put this arrogant fool in his place. But just as he's about to strike, a frantic voice calls out from down the path. A disciple rushes up the mountain, bowing deeply and interrupting the tense standoff. He reports that the sect master urgently requests Peak Lord Ye's presence. Ye Junlin looks slightly annoyed. It's only been a day and there's already another task. Hong Qianye clenches his fist, the opportunity lost. He tells himself it doesn't matter. He knows his master has weaknesses and he'll have plenty of chances for revenge later. As they head out, Ye Junlin calls over his shoulder, "Little Hong, your massages are pretty good. When we get back, you can do my legs." The casual command makes something in Hong Qianye snap. He stumbles, rage boiling inside him. He really is being treated like a servant. He should have just ended him right then and there. They arrive at the discussion hall, where the air is thick with tension. The sect elders are gathered, their faces grim. As Ye Junlin enters, they all rise and bow. The sect leader greets him, the worry clear in his voice. He explains the grim situation. The Wei Kingdom, a vassal state under their protection, sent a desperate plea for help. A strange plague is spreading through their lands, leaving entire cities full of shriveled corpses, their life force and blood completely drained. Suspecting demonic activity, they had sent disciples to investigate. None of them ever returned. The crisis is escalating. The plague has already started to spread to neighboring states. If this continues, the entire region will be plunged into chaos. The sect's future is at stake. Hong Qiai listens silently, noting how fragile this wasteland is. Just as he predicted, a new quest notification pops up for Ye Junlin. Investigate the crisis in Wei and reap unimaginable rewards. A sly grin spreads across Ye Junlin's face. The system's timing is perfect. He turns to the sect master, declaring that the root of the problem must be in Wei Kingdom, and he'll head there personally to investigate. The sect leader is overjoyed. With junior brother Ye on the case, he's certain the crisis will be resolved. "I'll be off then," Ye Junlin says, grabbing Hong Qianye and vanishing in a flash of light before anyone can say another word. As the elders murmur amongst themselves, wondering if even he can handle this, the sect leader silences them, telling them to have faith and focus on their own cultivation. Two streaks of light tear across the sky, heading toward the distant Wei Kingdom. Hong Qianye follows close behind, his mind already plotting. A trip to a desolate, dangerous land like this is the perfect opportunity to find a moment of weakness and deal with his master once and for all. They arrive above a small village, where a group of bandits is terrorizing the locals. Ye Junlin suggests they take a closer look, much to Hong Qianye's annoyance. The bandit leader laughs as the villagers beg for their lives. He tells them to blame their own misfortune before unleashing a horrifying technique. Red tendrils of energy erupt from his body, latching onto the villagers and draining their life force away in seconds. As the villagers scream, Hong Qiai's eyes narrow. He recognizes this dark art. It belonged to an old acquaintance from the central region, someone he thought had died long ago. Ye Junlin notices his reaction, but Hong Qianye quickly plays it off. Inside, his mind is racing. If that person is truly here, this journey is about to get far more dangerous than his master realizes. The remaining villagers scream in terror as the bandits' power closes in. But in a flash, Ye Junlin appears, slamming a hand down on the bandit leader's shoulder. "Your feast ends here," he says calmly. The bandit spins around, enraged. "Who the hell are you?" he snarls, channeling his dark energy, ready to kill the intruder. His eyes glow with murderous intent. But before he can even move, Ye Junlin effortlessly slams him face first into the ground. "No need to get so worked up," he says. "We need to have a little chat." The other bandits can only stare in shock. The leader looks up, finally sensing the overwhelming power difference. "It's a divine transformation cultivator," he stammers, immediately begging for his life. Under interrogation, the man confesses everything. He was a former royal guard who fled after seeing something he shouldn't have. He was later found by a mysterious organization that taught him this dark art. Their only condition was that he constantly absorb the life force of others to increase his own power. He swears he knows nothing more. Han Qianye realizes a vast conspiracy is at play, one that might involve his old rival. Ye Junlin turns to him, asking for his thoughts. No clue, Han Qianye lies, but inside he's smirking. If his old rival is behind this, a mere divine transformation expert like Ye Junlin is walking into his own grave. Unconvinced, Ye Junlin places a hand on the bandit leader's head to see for himself. The man's eyes roll back as his memories are forcibly searched. A vision appears of shadowy, robed figures offering him forbidden power. Ye Junlin releases him. "He wasn't lying," he says, "but I did find something interesting." He tells Hong Qianye they need to hurry to the Wei Kingdom's palace. But before they go, Hong Qianye turns to the remaining bandits, his eyes glowing with a cold, ruthless fire. He unleashes a torrent of flame, incinerating the terrified men where they stand. Yi Junlin looks on, a little surprised by the display of cruelty. Master, did I do something wrong? Hong Qianye asks, a dark look on his face. He adds that after holding back for so long, it felt good to finally vent. Ye Junlin just gives a cheesy thumbs up. After a quick word with the rescued villagers, they take to the skies once more, heading for the royal palace. Inside, the Emperor of Wei is drowning in despair. His kingdom is on the brink of collapse. He can only pray the immortals from the profound heaven sect can save them. Just then, his young daughter runs in, excitedly shouting that she saw two immortals flying towards the palace. The emperor's despair vanishes, replaced by frantic hope. He orders his court to follow him and greet their saviors. Ye Junlin and Hong Qianye descend from the sky on a cloud of golden mist, making the grandest entrance possible. Doesn't this suit me perfectly, little Hong? Ye Junlin asks with a smug grin. Hong Qianye can only agree while internally scoffing. Drawing this much attention is foolish. He can't wait to see how his master handles this when the real enemy finds out he's here. The emperor and his court bow deeply. Ye Junlin introduces himself with an air of absolute authority, promising that their days of living in fear are over. Overcome with gratitude, the emperor offers them anything they desire. Ye Junlin simply asks for a place to rest. As the emperor personally escorts them through the palace gardens, the tension is thick. The real investigation is about to begin. No script needed, jump straight to the action. Ye Junlin kicks his feet up, enjoying the royal treatment. He knows the prince made a huge mistake targeting him. When Hong Qianye walks in, Ye Junlin immediately resumes his act, lounging on the bed. "Little Hong," he drawls, curious how your master cultivates. "Go fetch some water so I can wash my feet. Once I'm comfortable, maybe I'll teach you a thing or two." That's it. That's the final straw. Hong Qianye's rage finally boils over. "What did you just say?" he seethes, his pride as a former demonic cult leader utterly shattered. But just as he's about to unleash his power, a voice from outside interrupts the standoff. "Honored immortals," the voice calls out, "I have urgent news about the strange occurrences in Wei." The tension between them evaporates instantly. "Who goes there?" Ye Junlin calls out, his playful demeanor gone. The person identifies himself as Zhao Heng, the crown prince of Wei, claiming the matter concerns the very survival of his kingdom. "Come in," Ye Junlin says, his expression now sharp and serious. "What is so urgent?" As the crown prince enters and bows, Ye Junlin studies him. He recalls the bandit's confession about the prince's suspicious activities. He knows this man is putting on an act. With a look of rehearsed sincerity, the prince reveals a secret. He suspects the source of the demonic plague is on the rear mountain of the palace. He spins a tale of seeing bat demons and disappearing servants, begging the immortals to vanquish the evil lurking in a mountain cave. A sly smile plays on Ye Junlin's lips. A quick scan with his divine sense reveals no demons on the mountain. This prince is either a fool or he's backed by someone powerful. Deciding to play along, he agrees. "Very well, take us there. Let's see what secrets you're really hiding." The prince thanks them profusely, confident his trap is set. As they follow, Hong Qianye glares at his back, thinking he'll deal with this arrogant mortal later. As they leave, they're spotted by the young princess, Zhao Ke. Seeing her brother's despicable behavior, she knows he's up to no good and decides she must warn their father immediately. The prince leads them to a desolate, rocky clearing on the rear mountain. Stopping before a cave, he turns and announces, "We're here." Ye Junla just smirks. "Finally. Now, let's see what kind of trick you've prepared." The prince's polite facade shatters, replaced by an arrogant laugh. "I'm surprised you followed me so willingly," he mocks. But even a strong cultivator should know there's always someone stronger. He claps his hands, and a powerful binding formation erupts from the ground, caging them in purple energy. "Today, this will be your grave," he declares as his elders emerge from the shadows. Then, his eyes land on Hong Qianye with a lecherous grin, saying he intends to enjoy her thoroughly. That single comment sends Hong Qianye into a blind rage. "What did you just say?" he roars. Being humiliated by Ye Junlin was one thing, but being eyed by a worthless mortal prince like this? Unforgivable. A torrent of fire erupts from his body. With a furious scream, he unleashes a devastating wave of flame, shattering the powerful formation with a single, contemptuous slap. The crown prince stares in disbelief. How is this possible? The binding formation, it's broken. One of his elders realizes their mistake. The beautiful woman is a divine transformation master herself. He tries to flatter Hong Qianye, suggesting he'd have a limitless future if he joined them. Hong Qianye's voice is dripping with venom. Are you done? With a flick of his wrist, he engulfs the prince and his men in a vortex of inescapable flame. Yi Junlin watches with a satisfied smile. They provoked the one person they never should have. But just as Hong Qianye is about to finish them, Ye Junlin steps in. That's enough. Don't kill him yet. I still have questions. With a snap of his fingers, the flames vanish. The crown prince collapses to the ground, panting and terrified. Ye Junlan strolls over calmly. Who is your master? He asks. The prince, trying to regain his arrogance, boasts that his master is an upper immortal from the central domain, far beyond their power, and warns them to submit. Submit? Ye Junlin's eyes turn ice cold. Not a chance. I want to see how long your master plans on hiding. I'll start counting, and for every number, I'll kill one of your men. 1. A blast of dark energy obliterates an elder. 2. Another falls. The prince is horrified. This man wields both fire and a dark art of this level? It's unheard of. 3, 4, 5. One by one, the elders are executed with brutal efficiency until only the prince remains. And now, it's just you, Ye Junlin says. The prince can only stammer in terror as a massive, suffocating aura descends upon the entire mountain. A colossal beam of blood-red energy erupts from the peak, shooting into the sky. Far below, the emperor and his daughter watch in horror, praying the immortals are safe. Hong Qianye feels the immense pressure and immediately recognizes it. This aura, it's him. Even though he knows Ye Junlin is powerful, facing this enemy leaves him deeply unsettled. The crown prince, however, is ecstatic. Ha ha ha, my master has finally arrived. Your deaths are now inevitable. The real battle is about to begin. No script needed, jump straight to the action. A monstrous, blood-red aura floods the mountain, and from it, a figure emerges. Cloaked in swirling demonic energy, with fiery red hair, stands Shi Tianjue, the legendary sect master of the Blood Demon sect. Ye Junlin looks on, completely unfazed. So, you're the mastermind, he says casually. I thought you'd be more than just a coward afraid to show his face. But Hong Qianye knows exactly who this is. A demon who grew powerful by consuming human blood, passing his evil arts to countless followers. And when those followers were no longer useful, he would turn on them, absorbing their energy in the most heinous way imaginable. His evil was so great that all the righteous sects of the central region had united to destroy him. Everyone believed he was gone for good. The fact that he's reappeared here, in this desolate wasteland, is a terrifying revelation. The crown prince scrambles over to his master, ecstatic. "Master, you're finally here," he cries, pointing a trembling finger at Hong Qianye. "This woman tried to kill me. You have to avenge me." Silence, Su Tianjue roars, and with a blast of red energy from his eyes, he vaporizes his own pawn. Hong Qianye watches grimly, just as he remembered, a monster who devours even his own. Shi Tianjue turns to Hong Qianye, a possessive look in his eyes. "A mere disciple is nothing. If you wanted him dead, I would have killed him for you. Don't you understand my intentions yet?" Watching from the side, Ye Junlin is having the time of his life. The drama, the forbidden passion, this was better than a show. Shi Tianjue stares at him, baffled. He recalls seeing Hong Qianye's immortal body shattered, his soul vaporized. He demands to know how he escaped. Hong Qianye explains that he had hidden a drop of his essence blood, a final contingency that allowed him to be reborn. A slow, knowing smirk spreads across Shi Tianjue's face. "Coincidentally," he purrs, "it seems we share a similar fate." His face twists into a horrifying, crazed grin. "I need to recover my power. You're no match for me. Why not surrender? Let your blood flow into mine, and we can be together forever." Hong Qianye glares back with pure disgust. "You insane mosquito! I rejected you back in the central region, and I'll reject you now." He erupts in a column of fire, his power flaring. "Do you really think your peak divine transformation realm guarantees victory over me?" Shi Tianjue just laughs maniacally. "The more you struggle, the more thrilling this gets. Against anyone else, maybe you'd stand a chance. But against me? You must be dreaming." How would you know without trying? Heng Qianye retorts, unleashing a massive torrent of fire. 5 supreme divine flames, Shi Tianjue counters with his own move, conjuring a colossal hand of pure blood energy, the blood fiend palm. The two immense attacks collide in a spectacular explosion of fire and blood that rocks the entire mountain. Shi Tianjue is shocked. This flame, it's so domineering. He can't believe an early-stage cultivator managed to break his ultimate technique. But Heng Qianye isn't done. The real show has only just begun, he declares, unleashing an even more powerful attack. Frostfire blaze, a storm of brilliant blue and purple energy swirls around him. Shi Tianjue grits his teeth and counters with his soul-devouring blood spear. The two ultimate moves clash in an even greater explosion. This time, Shi Tianjue is sent flying, his arm partially frozen by the sinister blue flames. "What kind of fire technique is this?" he roars. With a surge of his own blood energy, he extinguishes the frostfire covering his body. He looks at Heng Qianye with a crazed, joyful expression. "As expected, from the one I set my eyes on. You truly bring me endless surprises. Did you find some great master to mentor you?" "None of your business," Heng Qianye snarls, determined to settle their old score and keep his master's identity a secret. But Shi Tianjue's eyes narrow. "Such a shame," he says. "But I'll have to end this now." He decides to unleash the true power of his immortal blood body. A massive wave of dark, blood-red energy erupts from his body, spreading out like a plague. In cities all across the Wei Kingdom, everyone who had been tricked into joining the Blood Demon sect suddenly screams in agony as their life force is ripped from their bodies. All of that power flows directly into Shi Tianjue. "This feeling is exquisite," he roars. "These fools signed up to be my food long ago. With just a thought, I can refine them all." Watching from the sidelines, Ye Junlin finally speaks up, yelling, "Little Heng, stop playing around and finish him already." Heng Qianye whips his head around, infuriated. "Don't you dare command me!" But his anger quickly turns to dread. He knows how terrifying this technique is. He thought he could hold his own, but now he can't even guarantee his own safety. No script needed. Build suspense. As the overwhelming blood energy converges on Shi Tianjue, he prepares to unleash a final, devastating blow. Heng Qianye stares, his face a mask of pure terror. For the first time since being reborn, he feels true fear, and all his pride shatters in an instant as he screams, "Master, save me!" No script needed, jump straight to the action. Shi Tianjue basks in his newfound power, reminiscing about his prime. Back then, not even the combined might of the righteous and demonic sects could touch him. And now, after absorbing the life force of all his followers, he's recovered 70% of his strength. He sneers. Once he consumes every soul in this wasteland, not even the central domain will be able to stop him. He turns his monstrous blood-red form towards his old rival. "Heng Qianye, I gave you a chance," he roars, lunging forward. "This is your own fault. Die." In that instant, Heng Qianye realizes with dawning horror that his enemy has broken through to the consolidated body realm. Thinking fast, he unleashes a massive wave of purple fire to defend himself. But Shi Tianjue's blood-red energy tears through the flames as if they were made of paper. The attack slams into Heng Qianye, sending him flying. He spits up a mouthful of blood, the terrifying power gap now painfully clear. This is a fight he cannot win. But refusing to give up, he channels every last bit of his power into one final, desperate offense. Flame Dragon Rage. A massive dragon of pure golden fire lunges at the demon, but Shi Tianjue just laughs. "It's useless. Your attacks are nothing more than a tickle to my indestructible body." He catches the massive flame dragon in one hand and effortlessly crushes it into embers. "It's over," he declares, unleashing an attack that shatters Heng Qianye's final desperate shield. "Despair!" Shi Tianjue cackles as his power engulfs his foe. The shock wave rips through the forest below, terrifying the emperor and his daughter. "Father, what is that monstrosity?" the princess cries. The emperor can only watch in horror, realizing their kingdom is doomed. Heng Qianye crashes to the ground, broken and bleeding. "Is this where my journey ends?" he thinks in despair. "Am I really supposed to ask for help from him?" The thought is a crushing blow to his pride. To admit that he, a former true immortal, is inferior to Ye Junlin, it's the greatest disgrace imaginable. Besides, what could a mere nascent soul cultivator even do? Shi Tianjue stands over him, ready to deliver the final blow. "Pitiful worm," he mocks. "Now, let me send you to the end of your immortal journey." As the attack descends, Hong Chanye's mind goes blank. It's over. But at the very last second, swallowing every last shred of his pride, he screams at the top of his lungs, "Master, save me!" Shi Tianjue freezes, his attack just inches away. "Master, you actually decided to serve someone else?" Ye Junlin steps out from the shadows, a calm, almost bored expression on his face. "Good disciple," he says. "You finally remembered me." He looks Shi Tianjue dead in the eyes and declares, "I am his master." Shi Tianjue takes one look at Ye Junlin and bursts out laughing. "Hong Qianye, I never thought you'd fall so low, to bow to a mere nascent soul cultivator from this backwater province? Truly pathetic." Hong Qianye struggles to his feet, a look of pained determination on his face. He may hate being ordered around, but Ye Junlin is his savior. He can't let him die here. Ye Junlin looks up at the towering blood demon with a confident smirk. "Can I take that as you looking down on me?" Shi Tianjue roars with laughter. "An ant like you doesn't even know the height of the sky. In my prime, a single drop of my spit could have drowned you." Defeated, Hong Qianye crawls towards his master. "Forgive me," he says, his voice weak. "This disciple is no match for him. If you still can, please flee." Ye Junlin just smiles calmly. "Flee? That's impossible." He looks down at his wounded disciple, his voice filled with absolute confidence. "Just watch as your master exterminates him." A monster who devoured a kingdom stands on one side. On the other, a master who seems hopelessly outmatched. But for Ye Junlin, this impossible battle is the greatest opportunity he could have ever asked for. Shi Tianjue, looming like a demonic god, lets out a booming laugh. "Kill me," he scoffs. "What makes you think you can even survive a single attack?" His patience snaps. A roar of fury rips through the air as the blood-red energy around him gathers, ready to obliterate the man who dared to challenge him. On the ground, Hong Qianye screams with desperation, "Flee while you can!" But as the tidal wave of demonic energy descends, Ye Junlin just stands there, a calm look on his face. "It's over," he says. The instant the attack hits, a notification rings in his mind. The system confirms the attack and triggers his passive skill, instantly vaulting his cultivation to the mid-stage of the consolidated body realm. The blinding red light fades, revealing Ye Junlin standing completely unharmed. A new, golden aura of immense power now radiates from him, a faint, knowing smirk playing on his lips. The tables have just been turned. Hong Qianye stares in absolute disbelief. "What?" This wasn't just a hidden nascent soul. This was the power of a true, consolidated body powerhouse. It all made sense now. His master was never hiding his strength. He was just on a completely different level the entire time. A cold sweat trickles down his back. He thinks about all the times he'd considered betraying him and realizes with dawning horror how close he came to making a fatal mistake. Watching from a safe distance, the young princess cheers. The divine immortal is so powerful. But her father knows this will still be a difficult battle against such a legendary evil. Ye Junlin flexes his hands, feeling the new power course through him. It feels like he could shatter heaven and earth with a single thought. But Shi Tianjue isn't impressed. He sneers that even if they're in the same realm, the gap between his techniques and some backwater cultivators is as wide as the heavens. He declares he'll show him what true power is, erupting a dark, ritualistic circle of blood energy from the ground beneath Ye Junlin. Ye Junlin just looks back, his expression cold and unimpressed. "You're the one," he replies, "who knows nothing about true power." With that, golden, sacred light explodes from his body, forming the silhouette of a massive, ancient king behind him. "Human King's seal," he calls out. The golden seal, radiating an almost holy power, slams forward with incredible speed. Shi Tianjue's demonic energy is completely shattered, his defenses crumbling like glass. His smug expression vanishes, replaced by pure shock. He can't believe what's happening. Ye Junlin smirks. Thanks to his system, the human king's seal had reached a level of great completion. He casually asks, "Is this what you call a gap in cultivation techniques?" Shi Tianjue roars back that he still can't be killed, but Ye Junlin isn't listening. This immortal blood body is the perfect test subject for his newest move. He raises his hand, divine energy gathering at his fingertips. Great wasteland imprisoning heaven finger, the first finger strikes. Imprison heaven and earth. The very air around Shi Tianju freezes solid, trapping him in place. The second finger follows. Shatter mountains and rivers. The space itself begins to crack under the pressure. Then, the third. Annihilate all life. And finally, the fourth finger descends. Pierce the heavens. Shi Tianjue is completely overwhelmed, screaming in fury and terror, battered and bruised. He finally understands. "I take back my words," he says. "You are worthy of fighting me." He proposes one final move to decide life and death. Shi Tianjue summons every last drop of his power, unleashing his ultimate move, the blood surge of the Yellow Springs. The two colossal attacks collide. A deafening boom echoes across the wasteland as golden light and crimson darkness fight for dominance. A sickening splash of purple blood splatters against the darkness. The clash is over. Shi Tianjue is on his knees, his demonic form flickering. "Just who are you?" he demands, unable to understand how a master of this level could exist in this forgotten province. Hong Qianye watches, his mind blown. He finally gets it. His master was so confident because he never even considered this monster a threat. Standing tall amidst the swirling dust, Yi Junlin finally introduces himself. "I am from the Xuantian sect, Lord of the Misty Peak, Yi Junlin." Shi Tianjue's eyes widen in disbelief. He'd investigated everything. The Xuantian sect leader wasn't even at the nascent soul stage. This made no sense. Defeated and humiliated, he screams, "Ye Junlin, I will remember you." He knows he can't win. It's time to run. He activates his forbidden blood escape technique, dissolving into a streak of crimson energy. Hong Qianye shouts in panic, "He's escaping!" As he flees, Shi Tianjue's voice promises that next time he won't be so careless. A triumphant maniacal laugh echoes as the blood mist speeds away, but Ye Junlin simply raises a hand. "Next time?" he asks calmly. A massive hand of pure golden energy shoots out, instantly clamping down around the escaping mist. Shi Tianjue's laughter turns into a choked gasp of terror. Ye Junlin's face is like ice. Feeding on human lives, you were despised by both gods and men. With a final crushing grip, he declares, "Disappear from this world." The golden hand clenches, and the blood mist is completely annihilated. Image, H1338 Hong Qianye watches in silent awe. The legendary blood demon, a monster who once shook the central domain, has just been utterly destroyed. The kingdom of Wei erupts in cheers, celebrating the divine immortal who saved them from destruction. And now that the world-ending threat is gone, Ye Junlin's attention snaps to his top priority. "System," he says to the air, "where's my reward? You call yourself a professional?" He strikes a pose, tapping his fingers impatiently as he waits. The system promptly responds, its tone cheerful. "Coming, coming." Here's the reward for the handsome and dashing host. A new notification appears. He's obtained a supreme bone, an artifact destined to make its owner a peerless overlord. After a battle that shook the heavens, the real reward isn't just survival, it's the god-tier loot that comes after. The system presents the supreme bone, the key to becoming a peerless overlord. Without a second thought, Ye Junlin begins the fusion, and a golden light envelops him as the artifact merges with his body. Hong Qianye can only watch in shock, feeling a new, monstrous energy from his master that makes his heart shudder. He can't wrap his head around it. A talent like this, emerging from a backwater like the Wasteland province? His master must be hiding some kind of incredible fortune. This confirms it. He needs to reassess his master's true strength and focus on reaching the consolidated body realm himself. Just then, the Emperor and Princess Linger approach, bowing deeply to thank Ye Junlin for saving them. But Princess Linger, her eyes sparkling with admiration, bravely steps forward. She asks the Divine Immortal if she can join his sect so she can slay demons and protect people just like him. A strange, clock-like light flashes in Ye Junlin's eyes as he scans her potential. A system window reveals her stats, a top-grade water spirit root. Noting her decent potential, he agrees to accept her. The Emperor is overjoyed, and after Linger thanks her new master, he invites them to stay at the palace for a celebratory banquet. Ye Junlin glances at the still-recovering Hong Qianye and agrees. His disciple just follows silently, his pride still deeply wounded. Back at the palace, Hong Qianye's energy surges as his injuries finally heal. He reflects on the power of the scripture his master gave him. But even though Ye Junlin saved him, his pride still stings. He vows that one day he will regain his freedom. He clenches his fist, imagining the day Ye Junlin will be groveling before him. But just as he's lost in his revenge fantasy, a familiar voice calls out, "Little Hong, come see your master!" Hong Qianye's face instantly sours. The nerve. "Here he goes again," he mutters, storming off. "Do you really think I'll tolerate this?" He finds Ye Junlin casually lounging in his room. "Master, you called for me," he asks, his voice tight. "Oh, you're here," Ye Junlin says with a smug grin. He then casually dips his foot into a basin of water and gives the most humiliating order imaginable. "Come, wash your master's feet." Hong Qianye's face contorts with pure rage, but he quickly forces himself to calm down. This man slew the blood demon. Now is not the time to rebel. He has to endure it. Ye Junlin pushes him, his voice dripping with condescension. "What? Do you dislike your master? Kneel down and wash my feet." Swallowing every last ounce of his pride, Hong Qianye kneels. He, the former demon lord, a peerless cultivator, is now humbling himself to wash the feet of some upstart. Ye Junlin just pats his head like a dog. But as he begins, his eyes shoot open. He senses an unbelievable energy coming from the basin. He stops, his mind racing. Wait, this water is... A name flashes in his mind, a name he thought he'd only ever hear in legends, Tai-E Infinite Water. His mind explodes. This is a legendary treasure that people would kill for, a single drop worth a fortune in the central domain. And this guy is using a whole basin of it just to wash his feet? What an absolute waste. His master must have stumbled upon some unbelievable fortune to be this ignorant of its value. He stares into the water, a new greedy thought taking over. If he could drink all of this, his cultivation would soar. But then, reality hits him again. Wait, this is foot-washing water. He practically gags, his face turning green with disgust. Ye Junlin looks down, completely oblivious. "What's with that expression? Do my feet stink?" "No, no!" Hong Qianye quickly denies it, trying to hide the fact that he was just seriously considering drinking his master's bathwater. Ye Junlin casually orders him to heat the water up, and Hong Qianye sullenly obeys. With a flick of his wrist, a burst of flame heats the basin. Ye Junlin leans back, humming happily, while his disciple seethes below. Just then, Princess Linger comes running in, excitedly calling for her master. She bursts in to find him leaning back with a look of pure bliss, while her new senior brother is affectionately tending to his feet. She freezes, horrified. "I never expected this kind of relationship between master and disciple." Blushing bright red, she yells, "So embarrassing!" and bolts out of there. Ye Junlin just blinks, completely bewildered. Why is Linger running away? After the foot washing is over, Hong Qianye asks through gritted teeth if it was satisfactory. Ye Junlin gives him a pitying look. "Of course. It's a simple skill, but I feel sorry for you." Hong Qianye is fuming. He tells himself to just endure a few more days of this arrogance. Suddenly, a ring on his hand begins to glow. "A message from the sect leader," he says, relaying the news. "An ancient secret realm is about to open." Hong Qianye is stunned. These realms are treasure troves that can change a cultivator's destiny. He immediately sees his opportunity. If he can seize a great fortune from this, his own cultivation will soar. At the same time, Ye Junlin gets a new mission: check in at the Luotian's secret realm for a very surprising reward. With a new goal in sight, Ye Junlin gets up. "Disciple, pack up. We're returning to the sect." They arrive at the palace to say their goodbyes. Princess Linger is reluctant to leave, but her father reminds her what an incredible opportunity this is. The emperor vows to be a good ruler and asks Ye Junlin to look after his daughter. But Ye Junlin simply replies that her destiny is her own. With the farewell said, Ye Yunlin calls to his new disciple, "Come, Linger, let's go." As they depart, Linger waves goodbye, shouting that she'll visit when she can. Far away, in the grand hall of a much more powerful sect, a shadowy figure sits on a throne. A voice notes the recent activity in the Wasteland province and the rumors of a secret realm. The figure on the throne speaks to a young man below, informing him that his father's sect was annihilated by the Lord of Misty Peak. The young man's expression darkens. "What's his cultivation level?" he asks. The elder replies that according to rumors, he's just a newly ascended nascent soul cultivator. The young man scoffs. Nascent soul? A dangerous glint appears in his eye. Killing a nascent soul cultivator is as easy as slaughtering a chicken. While a hero heads home, miles away in a golden hall, the seeds of a bitter revenge are already being sown. Inside the Feathered Immortal sect, Chen Xiao asks his master what could have happened to his father. His master admits the situation is unclear, but he can't believe a mere nascent soul cultivator could have possibly killed him. A flicker of doubt crosses Chen Xiao's face. He realizes the culprit might be someone else, hiding in the shadows, but that doubt is quickly consumed by rage. With cold fury in his eyes, he declares that regardless, the profound Heaven sect must be exterminated, and the man who killed his father must die. His master calmly informs him of his new mission. An ancient secret realm has appeared, and he will lead a team to claim its treasures. Revenge, he says, can wait. Chen Xiao bows his head. Disciple obeys. He turns and leaves the hall, his mind already set on the battles to come. His master watches him go, a confident smile on his face, believing this mission will push them both to even greater heights. In this world, power has a clear hierarchy. Reaching the divine transformation realm makes you a god. Reaching the body integration realm makes you a heavenly god. Any title with the word immortal signifies a power capable of dominating an entire region. Back in the Wastelands, news of the secret realm has spread like wildfire, and cultivators from all over are swarming to the area. The outsiders sneer at the locals, seeing it as a stroke of dumb luck that such a backwards, barbarian land would have an opportunity like this. But they're too late. 4 of the 5 major sects have already arrived, their presence so intimidating that the weaker factions have already given up. Suddenly, a new power descends. With a booming laugh, the patriarch of the Moving Mountain sect, Ouyang Feng, arrives, his divine transformation aura blazing. Feeling invincible, he arrogantly declares that his sect will be the first to enter the realm, and he dares anyone to disagree. His sect members cheer, proclaiming him the undisputed #1 in the Wastelands. But their celebration is cut short. Other, far more powerful factions begin to arrive, mocking the local upstarts and declaring the realm belongs to them. Then, an even more terrifying presence arrives, the Shuntian Imperial Court, led by a king on a throne carried by demonic beasts. He too is a divine transformation cultivator, and his aura silences the crowd. Ouyang Feng's pride turns to ash. He realizes with crushing despair that after 10,000 years of work, he's still nothing compared to the cultivators from outside. Swallowing his pride, he flies forward and tries to introduce himself diplomatically. The outsiders immediately shout him down, calling him a disgraceful old man and telling him he has no place to speak. Ouyang Feng tries to reason with them, insisting that as fellow cultivators, they should show some respect. He looks back at his own disciples. He knows he can't back down. If he, their leader, avoids this fight, what future is there for the Wastelands? With renewed determination, he takes a stand. The outsiders erupt in fury, calling him an arrogant old fool who's asking for death. But the king from the Imperial Court stops them, saying it would be laughable if word got out that they all ganged up on one old man. He declares that he alone will subdue him with one hand. He unleashes a massive, flaming hand of energy, sneering, "Old hound, let me show you the gap between us." Ouyang Feng refuses to be intimidated. With a furious roar, he meets the attack head-on. The 2 colossal attacks collide in a blinding explosion. The king is pushed back, surprised. "It seems I've underestimated you, old man." Annoyed, he decides to get serious, unleashing a much more powerful purple energy. "Insolent, I'll make you my mount." The attack slams into Ouyang Feng, sending him crashing to the ground. Defeated, he spits blood, calling his opponent a liar and a disgrace. With his last bit of strength, he screams that the cultivators of the Wastelands will not be humiliated. The king just smirks, preparing a final, deadly blow. But just as the attack is about to land, a massive golden Buddhist mandala appears out of nowhere, blocking the fatal strike. A calm voice echoes across the battlefield. Amitabha, so lively today. Everyone looks up in shock. Two more unbelievably powerful factions have arrived. First, the Jinshan Temple, led by Master Jin Chanzi, a terrifying heavenly god, at the body integration realm. Then, the delegation from the Feathered Immortal sect, led by their holy son Chen Xiao, one of the most talented cultivators in the entire Eastern Domain. An old man from the wastelands recognizes him. Chen Xiao, isn't he from the Wind and Thunder sect? He's one of us. Chen Xiao's face twists in disgust. He utterly despises this backwater province. One of his subordinates strikes without hesitation. The Holy Sun is not someone for you ants to gossip about. Those who wag their tongues will die. He turns to his master, offering to handle these ants, so that Chen Xiao doesn't have to dirty his hands. Chen Xiao coolly replies, "As you wish." The scene has devolved into chaos, with powerful outsiders ready to slaughter the locals. The members of the Profound Heaven sect are in a panic. Their only hope is Ye Junla, but where is he? Their leader's eyes go wide with terror. Wait, that's... Junior brother Yi has already gone ahead. Oh Youngfeng, seeing the calm, white-haired young man walking forward, tries to warn him. Youngster, don't be impulsive. But Ye Yunlin has seen enough. With a voice that cuts through the chaos, he commands, "This wasteland can't wait for all of you. Stand still." Chen Xiao turns to face this newcomer. "Who are you?" he demands. "State your name." Ye Junlin looks him dead in the eyes, his own eyes glowing with a terrifying red light as he delivers the most disrespectful introduction possible. "Your great father, Ye Junlin." A nobody from a backwater sect just called the holy son of the Feathered Immortal sect his son. The crowd is in an uproar, unable to believe this nascent soul cultivator is throwing his life away. Chen Xiao's face darkens, his voice laced with venom as he spits out the name, Ye Junlan. But Ye Junlan is completely unfazed, casually picking his ear. He smirks. "Oh, you mean that idiot who kept bragging about his immortal makings? By any chance, are you his?" "I am his son." Chen Xiao roars, energy erupting from him. Ye Junlin just deadpans, "Damn, so you're that idiot's son." The insult is the final straw. Chen Xiao's rage boils over. "I'll kill you." But before he can move, one of his subordinates steps in. "Holy Sun, let me capture this fool for you." The subordinate lunges forward with a nasty snarl. "Brat, how dare you disrespect the Holy Sun? You'll pay for this." He's instantly intercepted. Hong Qianye moves like a flash of red lightning, blocking the attack with ease. The subordinate stops, surprised. "Oh! And where did this beauty come from?" He grins, but Hong Qianye's expression is pure, cold fury. With a single word, "die," he unleashes his power. A massive torrent of fire erupts, forming a blazing lotus that completely engulfs his opponent. A blood-curdling scream echoes for a split second before the subordinate is burned to ash. The entire crowd is speechless. A divine transformation cultivator, dead, just like that. They can't believe the wasteland province has a powerhouse of this level. Ouyang Feng sighs, realizing he was a fool to ever call himself the strongest. Hong Qianye lands gracefully beside his master, a silent, deadly protector. The onlookers are losing their minds. That man is Peak Master Yi's disciple? The one they thought was a mere nascent soul cultivator has a disciple at the divine transformation stage. The Profound Heaven sect members rush over, panicking. They tell Ye Junlin to run, that he's provoked the entire Feathered Immortal sect. Ye Junlin just smiles calmly. "Don't worry, sect leader. I'm fine." He then casually changes the subject. "Let me introduce you to a new disciple." He presents Zhao Linger, who politely greets the seniors. He explains that she has a top-grade water spirit root and will fit right in. Linger formally pays her respects to Su Chan Shui, who can't help but notice the powerful spiritual energy brimming from the young girl. Across the field, Chen Xiao's rage has reached its peak. He glares at the casual gathering, screaming, "Don't you dare look down on me, Yi Junlin! All of you will pay for my father's death." He powers up, crackling dark energy surrounding him as he bellows, "Ye Junlin, come and die." Ye Junlin and his disciples simply rise into the air, ready to face him. Ye Junlin looks down on him with a condescending smirk. You want to fight? You're not worthy. He then turns to his own disciple. Little Hong, teach him a lesson. Hong Qianye grits his teeth, hating the feeling of being used like a guard dog, but complies. As he prepares to attack, Chen Xiao sneers. But Hong Qianye just thinks to himself that, for someone like Chen Xiao, his master doesn't even need to lift a finger. Wait, this part of the script seems to be a repeat or a slight variation of the previous conflict. Let's jump to the main fight. Skipping repeated panels to get to the core fight. Skipping repeated panels. Chen Xiao unleashes a massive fire attack, sending a swirling vortex of flames straight at Hong Qianye. The attack slams into him, engulfing him completely, but the flames simply dissipate, leaving him completely unharmed. Chen Xiao is stunned. You broke my technique so easily? Hong Qianye looks back, utterly unimpressed. That's it? Furious, Chen Xiao yells. Don't get cocky. He summons his ultimate technique, the Solar God Fist, launching a barrage of enormous flaming fists. His allies boast that with his solar immortal body and this heaven-tier technique, not even a body integration expert could survive. The attack is so powerful it forces Hong Qianye to raise his hand to defend himself. But as the smoke clears, he stands within a protective barrier of purple lotuses, completely untouched. Chen Xiao stares in disbelief. Impossible! I knew you were a worthy opponent, but I never thought you'd be this much of a threat. He roars with frustration. I am invincible within my realm. Hong Qianye just scoffs. Frog in a well. Unable to get at Ye Junlin, Chen Xiao decides to vent all his frustration on his disciple. He attacks again, but his strikes are completely neutralized. He can't understand it. Hong Qianye simply looks at him with disdain. You're just weak. Trash. Chen Xiao's confidence is shattered. He struggles to regain his composure, reminding himself he has the makings of an immortal. Image, H1 3037. 037. I'm not defeated yet. He screams, unleashing the full power of his physique. Solar Saint body, unleash! His body erupts in a blinding, sun-like light as he unleashes his final ultimate move. But Hong Qianye is already prepared. A massive vortex of demonic purple energy forms around him. He too is unrivaled within his own realm. Two of the most powerful geniuses of their generation have just unleashed their ultimate attacks. The sky itself is about to be torn apart. Hong Qianye's demonic energy clashes with Chen Xiao's solar flames in a massive, blinding explosion of red and purple. The onlookers are terrified. They can't believe this level of power is possible, and they can only watch and wonder who won. From the heart of the explosion, a figure is sent hurtling towards the ground. It's the holy son of the feathered immortal sect, Chen Xiao, beaten, bloodied, and utterly defeated. The legendary sect actually lost. Hong Qianye descends gracefully, a triumphant, cruel smirk on his face. He scoffs, comparing his opponent's power to a mere speck of light daring to compete with the moon. The profound Heaven Sect members rush to Ye Junlin's side, amazed but still terrified, urging him to flee before the elders retaliate. But he just waves it off. Don't worry. He turns to his disciple with a warm smile. Little Hong, you did well tonight. You'll get an extra meal. Hong Qianye just stares, confused by the strange reward. Meanwhile, Chen Xiao is a broken man, muttering, I lost, over and over. He can't accept that he, a genius, was defeated by a nameless cultivator from a backwater province. The other elders' attempts to comfort him quickly turn to fury. They declare that these barbarians must be punished for injuring the Holy Sun. One of them, Elder Yan, steps forward, crackling with energy. I'll do it. The other factions watch with grim interest. Jin Chanzi, the monk, pities Hong Qianye. He may have won the battle, but now he faces impossible odds. Ye Junlin simply steps in front of his disciple. It's fine, little Hong, he says calmly. Leave it to me. And with that, his aura explodes outwards. The locals are stunned into silence. The peak master of Profound Heaven Sect is at the body integration stage. Their wasteland province actually has a heavenly lord. The elder from the feathered immortal sect is shocked, but not scared. So what? He roars, powering up his attack. Do you really think you can stand against me? He unleashes a massive, flaming hand, screaming that all the barbarians who disrespected the Holy Sun will die. Ye Junlin just stands there looking unimpressed. "Oh, is that so?" With a flick of his wrist, he appears right in front of the elder, grabbing him by the face. The elder can only choke out a "you" before he's lifted off the ground. A beam of golden energy blasts straight through the elder's head, turning him to dust. Ye Junlin flexes his hand. That's it? He muses that since getting the supreme bone, his physical strength alone is enough to crush those at the same level. The lead elder, his face pale with rage and fear, gives the order, "Everyone attack! Kill him!" The remaining elders charge forward, unleashing their techniques all at once. Ye Junlin responds with the Human King's seal. A massive, godlike figure appears behind him and slams its fist down, effortlessly wiping out the first wave. The surviving elders are thrown back, coughing up blood, and yelling for everyone to use their magical treasures to suppress him. A massive, glowing blue sword is summoned. Another elder conjures a swirling vortex of energy. All of them are using their trump cards. Jinchanzi, the monk, watches with feigned compassion, secretly relieved that this monster might finally be dealt with. The profound Heaven Sect members are panicking, sure that their junior brother Yi is in danger. Only Hong Qianyai remains calm. He's seen his master's power before and watches intently, eager to see what other tricks he has up his sleeve. One of the elders triggers something truly terrifying, a great divine supreme tribulation. A bolt of golden lightning crashes down from the heavens, aimed directly at Ye Junlin. Image H4C031. The sky fills with golden light as the divine tribulation descends. The attack slams into the feathered immortal sect's own forces, who scream as they're vaporized. The leading elder, Elder Yin, realizes they'll all die if this continues. He summons his ultimate treasure, a third-grade spiritual artifact called the Floating Pagoda. The massive, glowing pagoda appears, radiating immense power. He aims it at Ye Junlin, declaring, "It ends here." But Ye Junlin just grins. This is exactly what he's been waiting for. A system notification flashes. An attack from a peak body integration expert. His passive skill triggers, instantly raising his cultivation to the perfect body integration stage. The pagoda's attack slams into him, but the energy just washes over him harmlessly. He stands there completely untouched by both the artifact and the divine lightning crashing down around him. Ye Junlin raises his hand, a massive flaming silhouette forming behind him. "You think you can come and go as you please?" he asks. "Die." The elder's face is a mask of pure terror. "You're going this far? Aren't you afraid of our sect's wrath?" And then a horrifying realization dawns on him. "Wait, I understand now. Elder Mu, he died at your hands." Ye Junlin just smiles. "That's right. Since I've already offended them, why not kill a few more to liven things up?" He clenches his flaming fist. A single punch, a blinding flash of yellow light, and a final desperate scream. The leaders of the other sects can only watch in absolute horror. A cultivator from the Wasteland province just crushed an elder from the great feathered immortal sect with one hand. Jin Chanzi, the supposedly compassionate monk, can't hide a wicked grin. This will make the situation in the Eastern Domain very, very interesting to watch. With one faction of arrogant outsiders completely wiped out, the battlefield falls silent. But the trouble is far from over. Chen Xiao trembles, staring at the empty space where his sect's elders once stood. The hope for revenge is completely extinguished. His father's murderer is just too powerful. As the survivors scramble to escape, Hong Qianye moves to intercept them, his eyes burning with fury. "You think you can start a fight and then just run away?" He unleashes a massive wave of fire, roaring, "All of you, die!" The other cultivators watch in shock. This master-disciple duo is truly insane. But just as his attack is about to hit, a golden Buddhist light appears, effortlessly blocking the flames. "Amitabha," a calm voice says. It's the monk, Jin Chanzi. He floats down with a serene expression, asking, "Lady Benefactor, when will the cycle of vengeance end? Why must you be so ruthless?" Hong Qinye is disgusted. "Old bald monk, don't think I can't see your tricks," he screams back, accusing him of just trying to curry favor with the powerful. "Such hypocrisy makes me sick." He spits that he hates these mediator types the most, hypocrites who justify their own selfish interests with moral arguments. Jin Shanzi's calm facade finally cracks. "Stubborn and unyielding," he says, his eyes narrowing. "Since that's the case, let this old monk enlighten you." An overwhelming aura explodes from him. Hung Qianye realizes with a shock that this monk is at the peak of the body integration stage, even stronger than the elders Ye Junlin just fought. But before he can attack, Ye Junlin appears in a flash. "What? Someone dares to bully my disciple while I'm away?" Jin Chanzi's serene expression is now tinged with wariness. He suggests Ye Junlin should guide his disciple away from the demonic path. But Ye Junlin just scoffs. "Guide? You think you're qualified?" The monk, seeing he's being dismissed, tries to leave, claiming he only stepped in to mediate. But Ye Junlin stops him. "You think you can act all high and mighty and then just walk away?" He lays into him, calling him a cunning old hypocrite. "Since you're so good at calming things down," he mocks, "try calming the flame in my hand." The monk warns him he's going too far, but Ye Junlin just doubles down. "So what if I am?" He throws a punch, and a massive fist of golden fire hurtles towards the monk, who is forced to summon his golden bell shield. Image H1518018. The punch shatters the shield, sending the monk and his disciples flying backward. Jin Chunzi is furious. "You're pushing it too far," he roars, summoning his sacred nine-ringed staff. "Don't blame me for being ruthless." With a look of absolute fury, the monk begins to chant. A colossal golden Buddha appears in the sky behind him, radiating immense divine power. This is his ultimate ability. The onlookers are terrified. They believe that even though Ye Junlin is powerful, he's nothing compared to this. He must be out of his mind to have picked this fight. The monk unleashes a massive beam of golden light, but Ye Junlin just looks on with a bored expression. Interesting. His own energy erupts, a sinister green flame swirling around him. "Coffin, come forth," he calls out, and a massive, ornate coffin rises from the ground. "The heaven-burning coffin." The coffin opens, unleashing a torrent of green, ghostly energy that easily shatters the monk's divine attack. Ye Junlin stands before the open coffin, completely unimpressed. "Is this all your divine ability amounts to?" he asks. Then, with a flick of his wrist, he commands, "All of you, get in." A powerful suction force erupts from the coffin, pulling the monk and all his disciples screaming into its depths. Image H1518028. Jin Chunzi struggles, realizing with horror that this is a demonic artifact and that Ye Junlin is a traitor to the righteous path. Trapped and desperate, the monk makes one last plea. "You've already made an enemy of the Feathered Immortal sect. Do you really want to make an enemy of the largest Buddhist sect as well?" But Ye Junlin just sneers. "What I hate most are hypocrites like you." "Enough talk," he says. "Get in!" The monk lets out a final terrified scream as he's pulled into the swirling vortex. The coffin lid slams shut, sealing them inside. Ye Junlin stands atop the sealed coffin, the green energy fading around him. He looks out at the terrified crowd and issues a challenge to the entire world. Who else is there? The remaining cultivators can only stare in absolute paralyzing fear. No one dares to answer. When the dust settles and the gods fall silent, only one man stands above all, the undisputed king of the battlefield. The remaining cultivators stare in stunned silence at the lone figure floating in the sky. Who could possibly challenge him now? The members of the Profound Heaven sect are ecstatic. "Well done, junior brother." The sect leader is still in disbelief, wondering if he's dreaming. To test it, he gets a sharp slap across the face from Peak Master Su Shanshui. "Junior sister, why did you hit me?" he whines. She points out that if it hurts, it must be real. The reality finally sinks in. Wait, we actually won? It wasn't a dream. Their home, the Wasteland Province, actually won against the powerful sects of the Eastern Domain. Ouyang Feng, the patriarch who once thought himself the strongest, is utterly humbled. He can't believe one man took down all the challengers by himself. The Wasteland cultivators erupt in cheers, chanting, "Long live Heavenly Lord, Yi!" The leaders of the remaining outsider sects can only watch in dismay. A young master from another faction smirks. He's actually thrilled by this outcome. Now that Ye Junlin has made powerful enemies, he decides to let them fight it out and swoop in later to reap the benefits. At that moment, a massive beam of light shoots up from the ground. The secret realm has finally opened. Ye Junlin flies towards the entrance. He thinks to himself that it took long enough. But first, he turns to the remaining outsiders and makes a declaration. All cultivators from the Wasteland province, you're free to enter. Then, with a cold, dismissive look, he adds, as for the rest of you, get lost. The young master of the Shui family grits his teeth in frustration. He complains that his family never even opposed them, but one of his retainers wisely advises him not to mess with a dead man walking. They agree to leave. Seeing even the powerful Shui family back off, the other outsiders give up, grumbling as they leave to watch from the sidelines. With the outsiders gone, Ye Junlin turns to his people. Let's move, everyone. They enter the Luotian's secret realm, a lush and vibrant forest. Just as Ye Junlin takes it all in, his system dings. Check-in location detected. Image 8160008, claim. The system congratulates him. He's obtained the Celestial Emperor's Dharma form, a powerful ability that lets him skyrocket his strength. A Dharma form, huh? Not bad. He thinks back to the monk's powerful Buddha form. If it wasn't for his heaven-burning coffin, that fight would have been brutal. This new ability will be a huge help. All around them, the Wasteland cultivators are ecstatic, finding priceless spiritual treasures everywhere. Ye Junlin gives the order, spread out and gather resources, but stay sharp. Image, Ch2006C021. He watches them go, curious to see what else this place has to offer. A few cultivators from the Profound Heaven sect decide to check out a different area, but their exploration is cut short by a savage, insect-like demonic beast that lunges from the shadows. Before they can recover, another beast bursts from the ground. They're completely surrounded. The sect leader yells for everyone to regroup. Hong Qianye watches with a disdainful look, thinking that nothing in this world comes for free. Suddenly, a chorus of screeches fills the air as a new threat emerges. A horde of massive, white-furred apes descends upon them. The sect leader shouts, "Get ready to fight!" The cultivators engage the beasts, but they are clearly outmatched. One of the female disciples is cornered, screaming for help as a beast closes in. A fellow disciple tries to save her, but his attack is easily swatted away. The beast pins the woman to the ground, its drooling maw getting closer. In a flash of red and black, Hong Qianye appears, effortlessly slicing the ape in two. The woman thanks Senior Sister Hong for saving her. Image, Sex 1-16034, another sect member warns him to be careful, but Hong Qianye, thoroughly annoyed at being called sister, again just scoffs. His patience gone, he unleashes his own power, his eyes glowing as he snarls, "You're dead meat." A massive wave of fire erupts from his hand, incinerating the entire horde of apes in an instant. The Profound Heaven sect disciples can only watch in awe. Senior Sister Hong is unstoppable, hearing them still calling him sister. Hong Qianye finally snaps. "Shut up already," he roars in frustration. "Where the hell is that bastard Ye Junlin?" Meanwhile, far away from the chaos, Ye Junlin is flying through the forest alone. He asks his system if it's sure the energy fluctuation is coming from this direction. The system confirms it, promising a reward even greater than the last. That's all the motivation he needs. Deep within the secret realm, far from the eyes of the human cultivators, a power far older and more primal awakens. At the heart of the realm stands the Grand Luo Immortal Tree. For eons, it has sustained this land, and now its legendary fruit has finally ripened. Its emergence has opened the realm, but it has also allowed human invaders into this sacred land. The native beast tribes agree. The humans must be dealt with. The chieftains of the tribes gather, all of them at the peak of the body integration stage. They argue over who should devour the fruit, but the Feather Tribe chieftain complains that a little white-furred rat already stole it. The others are furious, but the wise Wood Tribe chieftain suggests they wait. Let the rat refine the fruit's essence first. That way, when they devour the rat, the power will be even purer. We see the little white mouse, surrounded by a golden glow as it rapidly digests the fruit's immense power. A final pulse of energy erupts from it. The little creature stretches luxuriously. Mausi slept so well, but its nap is cut short as it opens its eyes to find itself surrounded by the hulking, angry chieftains. It squeaks in terror, trying to make a quick exit. The chieftains lunge for it, surprised by its speed. They realize the fruit's power is no joke. They give chase, closing in on the terrified mouse. Suddenly, it's caught in a swirl of shadowy energy, trapped and confused. Mousie's dizzy. Where am I? The Feather Tribe's chieftain realizes the mouse has gained the power of spatial teleportation. If it escapes, they'll be doomed. She attacks, unleashing a volley of sharp feathers. The feathers strike the mouse, which squeals in pain and makes a desperate run for it. Ouch! Mousie wants to live, but it's not fast enough. It looks back in terror as another attack closes in. The Stone Tribe's chieftain unleashes a powerful shockwave. The attack slams into the little mouse, sending it flying. It crashes through several trees, finally landing in a heap. The poor thing is battered and bruised, but still alive. The chieftains finally corner it, furious that a filthy rat dared to steal their sacred fruit. The little mouse bravely squeaks back, "It didn't have your names on it. Why can't Mousie eat it?" The Wood Tribe chieftain explains that the fruit is the lifeblood of their realm, and their clans have guarded it for generations. The Stone Tribe chieftain demands it, return the fruit, declaring that it deserves death. The mouse is horrified. It panics, realizing it's going to die, and squeaks for someone to save it. The Beast Tribe chieftain lunges, roaring, "Die!" But a flash of blue light slams into the chieftain, sending him flying. The Stone Tribe chieftain senses a new aura. "Who's there?" he demands. Ye Junlin appears, holding the terrified mouse in his hand. His system confirms the mouse has consumed the immortal fruit and gives him a new mission: take the rat as a disciple. The little mouse looks up at him, pleading, "Mr. Hero, these ugly bullies want to eat me." Ye Junlin sighs. Deja vu. Why am I always rescuing my future disciples? Am I Tang Sanzang now? He sizes up the mouse. Hong Qianyai is too rebellious. This plump, obedient-looking rat seems like perfect disciple material. The Beast Tribe chieftain is furious at being ignored. "Invader, pay the price!" He lunges at Ye Junlin. Ye Junlin doesn't even flinch. He catches the punch with one hand. With a cold look, he declares, "This rat's mine. I'm in a good mood, so I'll spare your lives. Now, scram." The chieftains are insulted. They're at the same body integration stage as him. Why should they be scared? They decide to crush him together. Ye Junlin's expression hardens. He effortlessly dodges a punch from the Beast Tribe chieftain and sends him flying with a single kick. The chieftain coughs up blood, shocked at the power behind a simple attack. The other tribes attack, but Ye Junlin easily dodges their assaults. He weaves through their attacks, telling them not to blame him since they insist on resisting. He floats into the air and unleashes his great, desolate, imprisoning heaven finger. A massive golden finger of light descends from the sky, slamming into the ground with immense force. The beast chieftains are thrown back, battered. The Wood Tribe chieftain screams, "Don't push us too far!" In a flash of light, the ancient ancestors of the Stone and Wood Tribes appear, summoned as reinforcements. Ye Junlin just looks on, a hint of a smile on his face. "Oh? You brought reinforcements? Not bad." Image, She-1 17045. He decides the time for games is over. Fine. Time to test my new reward. His body erupts in a blinding golden light as he activates his newest power. Celestial Emperor's Dharma form. When you push a god too far, you don't just get a fight. You get to witness the kind of power that shakes the very heavens. A colossal, golden emperor of light now stands where Ye Junlin was. The sheer terrifying pressure of this Dharma form crushes the beast tribes, making them feel like ants before a god. The other cultivators watching from afar are just as stunned. They can't fathom how a single person from a backwater province could possess such unimaginable power. In the distance, Hong Qianye watches, a bead of sweat rolling down his face. "Another one of his tricks," he mutters. "Just how many secrets does he have?" The Celestial Emperor looms over them, its voice booming, "How dare you resist?" The chieftains can only beg for mercy, but their ancestors are not so easily intimidated. The Stone Tribe ancestor roars for them to attack together. The attack slams into the Dharma form, but it's completely useless. Even the fierce Feather Tribe ancestor is paralyzed by fear. The Stone Tribe ancestor can only stammer, you, Ye Junlin, speaking through the Dharma form, looks down at him. "Tough, are you? You're the sturdiest one here." He then raises a massive, glowing finger, heaven-defying finger. A beam of pure golden energy slams into the Stone Tribe ancestor, and his rocky body is completely obliterated. The remaining chieftains are horrified, finally realizing they acted recklessly and trying to call for a truce. But Ye Junlin just scoffs. "Spare me the crap. If you could have killed me, you would have done it already." He deactivates the Dharma form, noting how much energy it drained. With the fight over, he thinks, "Time to collect my disciple." He looks around. Huh? Where's my future disciple? He's annoyed. That little rat promised to behave. Did it flee while I was fighting? Elsewhere, the little mouse is running for its life. So scary, it thinks. That two-legged beast's shadow nearly gave Mousy a heart attack. He's scarier than the bullies. It feels a surge of energy and realizes it's running faster than ever before. Suddenly, it gets a bad feeling. The two-legged beast is coming. Ye Junlin, surrounded by golden flames, zips through the forest. He asks his system if the rat is ahead, and it confirms he's almost there. He smirks, thinking that without his system's tracking, it would have escaped. When I catch it, there'll be no mercy. The mouse panics. Oh no, he's getting closer. How is he tracking me in this huge forest? It turns a corner and runs right into Ye Junlin, who's just standing there, waiting. The mouse lets out a terrified squeak. It's frozen in fear as Ye Junlin's hand reaches down. Mousy doesn't want to die. Ye Junlin easily plucks it up by the tail. "You promised to serve me." "Where are you running?" The mouse stammers. "Master's aura was too scary. I thought you'd eat me too." Ye Junlin gives it a wicked grin. "I've had beef and horse meat, but never a rat. You'll probably taste good." The mouse starts sweating bullets, desperately trying to sound unappetizing. Mousy's meat is sour, super gross. That just makes him angrier. Now I'm even more furious. "Come here, Mousy." The poor thing is so terrified it faints, its little soul literally flying out of its mouth. Ye Junlin looks at the unconscious mouse, amused. The holder of the Grand Luo immortal body is this cowardly? No wonder it ran. He pokes its cheek. But it is kind of cute. Fine, I'll keep it as a pet. 2 hours later, Ye Junlin is casually roasting some meat over a fire while a large pot of stew bubbles nearby. The little mouse slowly wakes up, sniffing the air. Smells good. Is Mousy still alive? It sees the big pot and panics, thinking he's going to cook it. But its stomach starts gurgling uncontrollably from the delicious smell. Ye Junlin turns to it. "Come here. No more cat and mouse games." The mouse scurries over, captivated by the food. Its eyes are glued to the sizzling meat over the fire. "Pathetic," Ye Junlin says with a smile, handing it a skewer. "Here, eat this." The mouse's eyes turn to stars as it takes a huge bite. So yummy! What is this? I've never tasted anything better. "Rabbit," Ye Junlin says simply. The mouse freezes. "Bunnies are cute. Why eat bunnies?" Ye Junlin grins maniacally. "Then let's eat Mousy instead." The mouse immediately changes its tune. "No, I was wrong. Eat the bunnies." It then timidly asks for more. "Sure," Ye Junlin says, a sly look on his face. "But, in return, you'll be my disciple." "Agreed?" The mouse is shocked. "Teacher, Mousy's not worthy." "And isn't it dangerous?" "Quit yapping," Ye Junlin says. "My disciples eat well and I protect them. Take it or leave it." That's all the mouse needs to hear. Yes, Mousy wants a teacher. Mousy loves having a backer. The mouse bows formally. "Disciple Bai Xiaoxi greets master." The system immediately dings. "Congratulations, host. Mission complete. The reward is a supreme divine ability, the 5 cycles of annihilation." Image, H101043. It also gives him a bonus gift, the Grand Luo scripture, tailored specifically for his new disciple. The system signs off with a reminder to treat his disciple kindly. Ye Junlin just smiles, thinking, another killer move. Nice. A dying realm shatters, unleashing an ancient army upon an unsuspecting world. And the key to stopping it all might just be a tiny, food-loving mouse. But before the invasion, there was a quiet moment by a campfire. As Ye Junlin has a seemingly serious talk with a small white mouse, his disciple Hong Chenye watches, baffled. He finally breaks the silence, asking his master if he's actually talking to the rodent. Ye Junlin just grins. He announces he's giving the little guy a powerful cultivation manual, and all it has to do is train hard and be a good disciple. With a gentle tap, he sends a stream of pure golden energy straight into its mind. A wave of ancient knowledge floods the mouse's senses. Golden characters swirl around it as it instantly absorbs the legendary Grand Luo scripture, the same power that belonged to the sacred tree it once called home. The power feels like it was always meant to be his. A feeling of pure bliss and gratitude washes over the little creature, and it bows its head, thankful for its new master. Ye Junlin tells the little guy to get up, offering it a bowl of freshly cooked soup. He tells it to eat, that it's been well cooked. Bai Shaoxi eagerly accepts, its loyalty now sealed not just by power, but by a simple, warm meal. As the mouse happily eats, it thinks to itself that its master is the kindest person in the world, and being his disciple is the best thing that's ever happened. It makes a silent vow to one day repay this kindness, but the peace is shattered. A deafening crack echoes as the secret realm splinters like glass around them. The world is collapsing. A system notification confirms Ye Junlin's fears. The trial is over, and the realm is being destroyed. He yells for the mouse to get a move on, that they have to leave now. But Bai Shaoxi is frozen, staring into the distance with tears streaming down its face, whispering about a deep sorrow it can't explain. Ye Junlin understands immediately. Because the mouse ate the Grand Luo immortal fruit, its soul is linked to this realm. It's feeling the world's dying pains. Just as he realizes this, the ground beneath them shatters into nothing. Panic erupts as the other cultivators scramble for the exit. Some scream, asking if they should wait, but there's no time. Hong Qianye, ever the powerhouse, grabs two cultivators and blasts his way out with a surge of purple energy. Safely outside the portal, the cultivators regroup. They wonder where Hong Qianye is, but then someone points to the little white creature in Ye Junlin's arms. He casually explains it's his new disciple. The crowd falls silent, stunned. His last disciple was a peerless beauty, and now he's recruited a mouse? Ye Junlin just waves off their shock. He assures them not to worry about Hong Qianye, sensing he's already safe. Behind him, the exit to the secret realm fractures, about to disappear for good. With a final burst of golden light, Ye Junlin and the remaining cultivators are thrown from the dying realm, landing back in the familiar forests of their world. They're greeted by a crowd of cheering cultivators, all hailing Heavenly Lord, Yi. They shower him with thanks for the treasures they acquired. Just then, Hong Qianye arrives, bowing to greet his master. With a playful smirk, Ye Junlin holds the trembling mouse right up to Hong Qianye's face. "This is my new disciple," he states coolly. "Treat her well, understood?" Bai Shaoxi looks absolutely terrified, squeezed tightly in its master's hand. For a split second, Hong Qianye's stoic composure completely shatters. The former demonic lord, a being of immense power, is left utterly speechless. His jaw hanging open as a confused "What?" escapes his lips. A moment later, they're in a more secluded spot. Hong Qianye, having recovered, simply replies, "Yes, master." Meanwhile, Bai Shaoxi looks around, completely lost, squeaking softly as it wonders where its home has gone. Its eyes drift to the sky and find a horrifying sight. The massive, life-giving Grand Luo tree is gone. In its place hangs a dead, dark sphere, a ghost of what it once was. The reality hits the small creature like a physical blow. It's gone, it whimpers, tears welling in its eyes. Its home is completely gone. But there's no time to grieve. A terrifying, primal energy floods the area as an army of powerful beastmen charges forward. These are the spiritual beast clans, the original inhabitants of the secret realm. Their leader notes that the energy here is thin, but they'll have to make do. The queen of the beasts, a draconic woman with red scales, calmly surveys the new world. "We must adapt," she says. "Let's take this land as our own." A cruel smirk spreads across her face as she adds, "And we'll start by enslaving them first." A tide of monstrous figures pours out from where the portal used to be, a powerful and organized army descending upon the unsuspecting wasteland. Absolute terror grips the human cultivators. An elder recognizes them, gasping that these are ancient species from the realm's deadliest depths. He cries out that, with hundreds at the nascent soul stage and dozens at body integration, they are in serious trouble. Another elder explains the grim history. According to legend, these beings were powerful races exiled from across the cosmos and trapped in that secret realm long ago. They've been cultivating in that high-energy world for ages, growing unbelievably strong. The elder finishes with a horrifying realization. Together, their power rivals the top 5 sects of the entire Eastern domain. Someone weakly suggests they try to negotiate, but he's immediately shut down. Impossible, another cultivator yells. They're barbaric, we just destroyed their home. They're here for revenge, we're doomed. Despair washes over the crowd. The hope they felt moments ago is gone, replaced by the chilling certainty of their own destruction. What do we do? They cry out, their faces pale with fear. But then, one old man's voice cuts through the panic. Don't fear, he roars with absolute conviction. We have Heavenly Lord Yi. With him here, there's nothing to be afraid of. His words are like a spark in the dark. The crowd's fear instantly morphs back into fanatical faith. Right, they cheer. They're no match for him. Heavenly Lord Yi's might prevails. Only Hong Qianye remains silent, observing the scene. He looks from his master to the endless horde of enemies. Even with his unwavering faith, a sliver of doubt creeps in. With this many powerful enemies, can his master really handle this? Right on cue, a new system notification pops up for Ye Junlin. The mission: make 100,000 of the invaders join his sect. The reward: his heart's desire. He can't believe it. Is the system joking? They're trying to kill him. How is he supposed to recruit them? The system cheekily replies, figure it out yourself. Down below, the beast leaders have spotted him. One asks if he's the Heavenly Lord Yi they've heard about, and Ye Junlin calmly confirms it. The leaders scoff. So what if he's powerful? He's alone. They decide to crush him with numbers. Attack together, their commander roars. A massive wave of bodies and destructive energy surges toward Ye Junlin. He thinks to himself that fighting them is one thing, but persuading them seems impossible. He braces for impact, a golden shield flickering to life around him as the overwhelming attack is about to land. But just then, a tiny white blur shoots past him. It's Bai Shaoxi. Shaking with fear but full of resolve, it plants itself firmly in front of its master, squeaking that it's here to help as it prepares to face the entire army alone. Hong Qianye watches, completely shocked. Yet Junlan looks down, surprised by the little creature's bravery. Shaoxi, you, he begins, as the tiny mouse stares down the massive wave of enemies, its face set with determination. A brilliant, blinding golden light erupts from Bai Shaoxi's body. An ancient, sacred symbol ignites within its pupils, pulsing with a power that feels both ancient and divine. An immense pressure washes over the battlefield, a presence so pure and sacred that it stops every single being in their tracks. The little mouse is now enveloped in a godlike aura, its tiny form radiating the presence of something far, far greater. The effect is immediate. Hong Qianye feels an instinctual urge to kneel, but the beast clans have a far stronger reaction. Their leaders stop dead, eyes wide with disbelief. This is the aura of the Grand Luo tree, one of them cries out. The great tree hasn't abandoned us. In a single, unified motion, the entire invading army falls to its knees, bowing their heads in reverence to the tiny mouse. They call out to it as their great tree, begging it to guide them. Watching from the side, a slow smile of understanding spreads across Hong Qianye's face. As he thought, this was the master's plan all along. Ye Junlin knows the truth. By eating the fruit, Bai Shaoxi became the vessel for the tree's will. But now, that ancient power is awakening, threatening to consume the mouse's consciousness. His calm expression finally breaks into genuine concern as he yells, Shaoxi, are you okay? Answer me! Ye Junlin's plan worked out perfectly, with a huge army of ancient beasts kneeling before him. But now, his little disciple faces a dangerous surge of power that could wipe her out completely. Golden energy bursts from Bai Shaoxi's tiny body, way too strong for her to handle. Ye Junlin dashes in, calling out desperately to snap her out of it. Wake up, Shaoxi, he urges, fighting to save her. Inside that bright light, a small spark of awareness clings on, hearing her master's voice. It holds tight, refusing to fade away. I can't sleep now, it thinks firmly. With one last effort, Bai Shaoxi pushes back the ancient force. The golden glow pulls away, and she closes her eyes tight, taking control of her body again. As the light dies down, Bai Shaoxi hovers there, looking okay. She gives a little bow to Ye Junlin, grateful he pulled her back. A real smile lights up Ye Junlin's face, something rare for him. I'm glad you're safe, he says gently, giving her head a soft pat full of relief. The beast clans look totally confused. They just watched their sacred tree spirit show complete loyalty to a human. One yells out in shock, how can a human be worthy of being the great tree's master? Ye Junlin doesn't pay them any mind. His eyes flash as he sends a quiet message to Bai Xiaoxi. Follow my lead, he tells her. She nods, ready to go. Bai Xiaoxi clears her throat and faces the kneeling army, speaking with strong confidence. She says the realm's end was meant to happen, but there's no need to worry. The great tree has chosen a new home for them in the profound heaven sect, under her master Ye Junlin. After finishing the speech just right, Bai Xiaoxi turns back to Ye Junlin with a proud little grin, like she's asking if she did well. The beasts hesitate. The ox leader stumbles over his words, asking if they really have to live under humans. The thought clearly bothers them a lot. Bai Xiaoxi's face changes in an instant. She looks serious, her eyes glowing red with warning. Are you questioning me? She asks in a low, threatening voice. The oxman goes still, terrified under the heavy pressure of her power. Sweat rolls down his face as he cries out, I wouldn't dare! Right then, the whole army agrees loudly. Yes! A system message appears for Ye Junlin, saying the mission is done. He gets the sundial as a reward, an artifact that makes a space where time speeds up, turning one day outside into a year inside. He grins, knowing it's a big win. Ye Junlin thinks about how this will make even Hong Qinye incredibly strong, given his immortal background. Hong Qinye stands nearby, looking irritated. The other sect members are stunned, realizing their group just gained an army that could match the world's top powers. The cultivators from the wasteland feel relieved. The invasion stopped. They trusted Ye Junlin to handle it, but now they see their own sects are nothing compared to the profound heaven sect's new strength. Bai Xiaoxi floats back to Ye Junlin, excited and chirping. Master, they did what I said. She's thrilled with how it went. Ye Junlin chuckles and praises her for a job well done. He checks if the tree's spirit is still causing trouble, but she says it's quiet now. With everything settled, he says it's time to head back to the sect. Meanwhile, far in the eastern domain, at the feathered immortal sect's grand home, a broken figure limps through the gates. It's Chen Xiao, the proud holy son now looking defeated and leaning on helpers, his spirit crushed. Elders hurry over, worried and confused. Holy son, they start, seeing how bad he looks. Chen Xiao whispers weakly, his face full of shame. I have to see my master, he manages to say. An elder asks about the others who went with him, the strong experts. Chen Xiao's reply is cold and final. They're all dead. The elders are shocked. What? One demands angrily. Who did this? Tell us. Chen Xiao's face twists with deep hate, his eyes burning red. Profound heaven sect, he snarls. Ye Junlin. The news shakes the feathered immortal sect hard. Losing 9 elders and almost their holy son means war. Word spreads fast across the eastern domain, a wild story of a small sect humiliating a major power. The eastern domain buzzes with outrage. In the calm halls of the Hangin Temple, monks scheme. They call the profound heaven sect demons and plan to team up with the feathered immortal sect to wipe them out. It's payback time. Back in the wasteland, the land blooms with fresh energy from the realm's fall. The profound heaven sect rules supreme, but they have no idea a massive threat is building in the east. On the training grounds, disciples whisper about rumors. The feathered immortal sect is coming for revenge, and they've been labeled demons. They wonder where their leaders are, not knowing they're training in secret. And Ye Junlin, the one causing all this? He's chilling on Misty Peak in a rocking chair. He sneezes suddenly, figuring someone must be talking about him. Ba Xiaoxi shows up proudly with a cup. Master, I made it. Here's your special boba milk tea. Ye Junlin gets excited, his calm vibe gone. Hurry, add the straw, he says, eager like a kid. He sips deeply, looking totally happy. Yes, this is perfect, he says, enjoying every bit. He tells Bai Xiaoxi she did great, and to pick another recipe from his guide as a treat. Hong Qianye watches from afar, scoffing at how easily the mouse gets tricked. Ye Junlin spots him and calls out, Little Hong, where are my spicy squid skewers? You're slacking more than the mouse. Hong Qianye forces a smile and says, Almost ready, master. Coming right up. Looking humiliated, Hong Qianye brings the tray of cooked skewers. Enjoy, master, he says, hiding his frustration. Trying to save face, he asks if the spice is right. Ye Junlin nods casually. It's good, keep it up, he says, then goes back to his drink like it's no big deal. Hong Qianye has had enough. Master, can I use the sundial to train? I need to get stronger. Ye Junlin sighs, saying he's always rushing, and the others went in first. Hong Qianye insists he wants power to protect the sect. Ye Junlin brushes it off. Don't worry, I'll handle things. You stay and help me. Inside, Hong Qianye boils with anger, swearing to get stronger than him. Then Bai Shaozi chimes in, asking Master to let her senior brother train. Ye Junlin grins. Since your junior asks, go ahead, he says, waving a skewer. Thank us both. Hong Qianye bows low. Thank you, Master. Thank you, junior sister. As Hong Qianye heads to the sundial, his face turns hard with resolve. Just wait, he thinks. When I come out, even you, Ye Junlin, will bow to me. A disciple's pride lies in ruins, crushed by shame, and now that burning need for revenge pushes him toward greater strength. Yet his master holds the ultimate edge, turning that very drive against him. Hong Qianye storms away to train, his face twisted in anger, while Ye Junlin just smirks and takes another sip of his boba tea. He knows it's pointless. His disciple dreams of rebellion, but thanks to his special ability that grows stronger from tough fights, the more powerful Hong Qianye becomes, the more it benefits Ye Junlin. That guy is stuck serving him for good. Right then, Bai Chaoqi shows up with a tray full of fresh drinks she whipped up, her eyes sparkling as she asks her master if she can have one too as a little reward. Ye Junlin nods with a grin, and the tiny mouse dives in, happily slurping her grass jelly treat. Ye Junlin laughs softly, reaching out to pat her fluffy head. Most folks pet cats, he thinks, but here he is with a mouse. Still, that soft fur feels pretty great. The word cat alone makes Bai Shaoxi freak out, her eyes wide as she yelps about where they are and hides behind her drink. Ye Junlin lets out a big sigh, teasing her for wasting her incredible potential. She's bigger than any cat, commands thousands of beasts, yet she's still terrified. She hangs her head, ears drooping, admitting that's just how she feels. Ye Junlin suggests she head into the sundial for training. A century in there is just a day outside, and with her gifts, she'd come out unstoppable. But she shakes her head fast, saying she'd miss him too much over all those years. Plus, training sounds dull, and she'd rather stick around enjoying good food with him. Ye Junlin chuckles, calling her the perfect disciple for him, not like that other one. Miles away in the sundial, Hong Qianye suddenly sneezes as if he heard. Ye Junlin gets a thoughtful look, remembering that demons at her level can change shapes. He asks why she hasn't tried turning human yet. She blinks in surprise, confessing she'd totally forgot about that. A sly smile crosses his face as he urges her to give it a shot right now. She nods eagerly, focusing hard, and a burst of fiery energy surrounds her as her body starts to shift. In a flash, human legs appear, dressed in white stockings and a short orange skirt. Ye Junlin, mid-sip, nearly chokes, staring in shock at this tiny, doll-like girl form. The full change hits, and he spits out his drink, backing away in horror, pointing and shouting about what kind of nightmare this is. There she stands, a creepy mix. A small girl's body topped with a huge mouse head, whiskers twitching and a big tooth poking out. She poses cutely, clueless, and asks if she looks okay to her master. He screams that it's beyond bad. It's straight up scary, wondering if she's pranking him. Tears well up in her eyes as she sobs that she really tried, but now she's stuck like this. Ye Junlin pinches his nose, looking exhausted, and mutters to just forget it and change back. She perks up, fists clenched, determined to fix it. Ribbit! Confusion fills the air as she stands there croaking like a frog, while empty cups tumble around their feet. Ye Junlin loses it, yelling that enough time has passed and she needs to switch back now. But she just stares with watery eyes, admitting she forgot how to do that too. He covers his face with his hand, asking if she's supposed to be a rat or a frog. She promises to practice more, and he sighs, telling her good luck with that. Still in her weird hybrid shape, she bounces over, asking if he wants to pet her again. He shuts it down fast, saying he needs some quiet time. Once he's gone, she checks her reflection in a nearby pot, tilting her head and thinking she actually looks pretty cute. Far off at the edge between the wasteland and the eastern domain, the sky darkens with a huge fleet of flying ships cutting through the clouds like an unstoppable storm. These massive vessels glide forward, sails glowing with energy, forming an invasion force that's overwhelming in size and power. On one ship, two smug young masters from the east raise their glasses, one chuckling that no one escapes the top sex anger. He bets Ye Junlin is trembling in fear right now. Their chat gets cut short by desperate shouts from nearby. A servant bursts in, face drained of color, panting in alarm. The servant cries out that they're here and the fight has begun. The young master grabs him roughly, threatening a gruesome punishment if he doesn't explain properly. Shaking, the servant blurts that the feathered immortal sect's forces have crossed into the wasteland province. The young master's scowl turns to a wicked smile as he pushes aside the curtains, revealing his private moment interrupted. He smirks, figuring that arrogant nobody is done for, and now he can just watch the destruction unfold. Back in the wasteland, at the Boulder Sect, local cultivators stare up in dread at the endless fleet. They can't even guess how many strong fighters are up there. The wasteland elders gaze toward an empty spot, begging Heavenly Lord Yi not to rush into battle. He's their greatest hope, and losing him would doom them all. But the fleet isn't aiming for Ye Junlin's mountain. It's heading straight for the profound Heaven Sect's heart. Disciples panic and shout warnings as a glowing blue pillar shoots up from the back mountain. The sundial is activating. Out of that twisting portal of time, two powerful figures step forward, their energy pulsing with newfound strength. It's the sect leader and Su Qianshui, looking worn but determined. They sigh that even after 500 years of grueling work, they haven't quite hit the body integration level. Still, they're thankful. Without Ye Junlin, this progress would have taken lifetimes. Another figure joins them, Su Yaonian, the first peak master, now at early body integration. He vows they'll defend their sect to the last breath. A massive surge of golden fire explodes from the sundial, its pressure overwhelming. An elder whispers in awe that this power feels even greater than Ye Junlin's. A silhouette wrapped in red flames emerges from the portal, the air thick with intense, suffocating force. An elder spots him and calls out in surprise, "It's the senior disciple of junior brother Ye." Like his master, he's a monster of talent. What level has he reached now? Hong Qianye's eyes flash open, cold and furious, as he growls about their nerve to speak to him like that. Before the elder can respond, an unseen force hits him hard, forcing him to his knees, gasping for air. The others hurry to help, yelling at Hong Qianye for attacking one of their own so harshly. He ignores them completely, his voice icy as he says he only puts up with them because of his master. Does anyone dare challenge him? Glaring down at the trembling group, he feels untouchable, except maybe to Ye Junlin. But with this new strength, even that's in doubt. A disciple's pride, forged over 500 years, is about to meet a master who plays by his own rules. Inside the sundial's accelerated time, Hong Qianye's ambition burns. He looks at the artifact, convinced a treasure of this magnitude is wasted on his master and belongs in more capable hands. His hands. As a surge of demonic fire erupts from his hand, he reaches for the sundial. The elders cry out his name, trying to warn him of their master's wrath, but their words are lost in his lust for power. He has no patience for their warnings. With a furious roar, he unleashes a wave of raw power, blasting them away and screaming for them to get lost. Su Yunian staggers back, the demonic energy suffocating him. He's a master now, yet he can't even withstand Hong Qianye's aura. What kind of monster did Ye Junlin create? He glances back at the cowering elders, a sneer of pure contempt on his face. Useless fools, the lot of them. But when he reaches for the sundial again, nothing happens. The artifact remains inert, ignoring him completely. Confusion quickly turns to frustration. Su Yunian struggles to his feet, trying to lecture him about shaming the sect. Hong Qianye's eyes flash with rage. "Who are you to lecture me?" A flick of the wrist is all it takes. Su Yunian is sent flying, slammed back by a force he couldn't even comprehend. As the other masters rush to their leader, Hong Qianye scoffs. The only reason they're still breathing is because he's allowing it. To him, they're nothing but ants. Suddenly, a challenge thunders from the outside world. An army has arrived, demanding Ye Junlin come out and face his death. Hong Qianye's eyes narrow. The real test is about to begin. A savage grin spreads across his face. Perfect timing. In a flash of dark energy, he vanishes, leaving the sundial and the stunned elders behind. Not wanting to miss the battle, the newly empowered elders quickly follow, eager to test their own strength. But when Hong Qianye arrives on Misty Peak, the scene infuriates him. His master, Yi Junlin, is just lounging, casually sipping a drink as if nothing is wrong. All his centuries of training feel like a joke in the face of this absolute carelessness. He stomps over, demanding to know how Ye Junlin can be so relaxed when their sect is on the brink of destruction. Do you not fear death at all? Ye Junlin looks up with a performance of pure shock. An attack? Why didn't anyone tell me? He smirks, pointing out that Han Qianye was so busy with his own power trip that he didn't seem to notice either. Another roar from the enemy fleet echoes across the mountain. Ye Junlin just takes another slow sip. Oh, so it is time for battle. Hong Qianye lays out his terms, hand over everything, and he might just consider saving his master's life. Ye Junlin just stares back, playing dumb. Sorry, what was that? Losing his patience, Hong Qianye grabs his master by the collar, roaring at him to stop playing dumb. But he freezes, because standing right there, holding a plate of chicken wings, is the most horrifying creature he's ever seen. A mouse-human hybrid. He stumbles back, his mind completely short-circuiting at the sight. Just then, the other elders arrive, only to see what looks like Hong Qianye about to strike their leader. Their faces are a perfect blend of horror and confusion. They have no idea what is going on. Bai Xiaozi, still in her hybrid form, cheerfully tells everyone not to worry, it's just her. One of the elders dryly remarks that his junior brother's taste in disciples is truly something else. Ye Junlin finally stands, telling them all to knock it off. He can feel the tension crackling in the air. The sect leader points an accusing finger at Hong Qianye, declaring his rebellion to everyone. Ye Junlin turns to his disciple, a carefully crafted look of concern on his face. My disciple, he asks, is this true? Hong Qianye doesn't even try to deny it. So what if it is? He sneers, his defiance burning bright. What can you possibly do about it? The elders explode in fury, calling him a traitor. But he just laughs at them, shouting that they know nothing. He's done being a servant, and he won't take it anymore. And then, Ye Junlin's entire demeanor changes. He covers his face, his body racked with a sudden, profound sadness. It's my fault, he whispers, his voice trembling. This is all my fault. He collapses to his knees, clutching his heart as if it's been shattered. He starts sobbing, wailing about how he failed as a master. Bai Xiaoxi, completely fooled, rushes to comfort him. The elders are completely floored. They've never seen him like this. But Hong Qianye isn't buying it for a second. Stop your pathetic act, he scoffs. Yi Junlin just looks up, tears streaming down his face, and begs his dear disciple for forgiveness. He grabs Hong Qianye's hand, asking if they can just start over. Disgusted, Hong Qianye slaps his hand away. Dream on, he spits. You make me sick. In that moment, a golden light flashes, unseen by anyone else. A system notification pops up. Mission complete. Reward. The indomitable tyrant body technique, an art that forges an indestructible body. Instantly, the tears vanish. The heartbroken expression is replaced by a cool, satisfied smile. It was all an act. A bizarre mission from his system, but the reward was more than worth the Oscar-winning performance. A wicked glint appears in his eyes. Now that the mission is over, he thinks, it's time to deal with his rebellious little disciple. Meanwhile, the real Bai Xiaoxi is happily enjoying her milk tea, feeling her spiritual power surge with every sip. But her attempt to transform into something cute for her master backfires, trapping her in that horrifying mouse girl form once again. She looks down, dejected, realizing she'll need a lot more milk tea if she's ever going to master this transformation thing. The chapter ends with a cute plea from Chibi Bai Xiaoqi, asking viewers to vote so she can finally unlock a new look. When a master treats the world like his stage, even a disciple's rebellion is just part of the script. Yi Junlin leans back, a picture of calm. He reminds Hong Qianye that a master is like a father, and he'll always have his respect. But inside, he's practically giddy, just waiting for his disciple to make a move and hand him some free experience points. Ignoring the suffocating tension, he casually calls over Bai Xiaozi for a shoulder massage. She happily gets to work, leaving Hong Qianye stewing in a furious, frustrated silence. The other elders watch, completely bewildered. One whispers that their leader might have finally cracked under the pressure, while Hong Qinye glares, trying to figure out what new game his master is playing. Ye Junlin finally looks at him, a mocking tone in his voice. He asks if a few centuries of training have made Hong Qianye think he's invincible now. His disciple cuts him off, repeating his demand. Hand everything over, or sit here and wait to die. The elders see a flicker of hope, thinking this monster might actually save them. But Hong Qianye just scoffs, telling Ye Junlin he was always holding him back and that he has now surpassed his master completely. His patience finally shatters. His aura explodes outwards as he roars, "Hurry up, the enemy is here! Or do I have to take what I want myself?" But the invading fleet just made its own decision. A commander gives the order to fire, and a massive beam of destructive energy screams towards Misty Peak. Hong Qianye spins around, his face a mask of pure rage. "Impudent!" he yells, unleashing a blinding counterattack of golden-red energy. The two colossal attacks slam into each other, creating a deafening maelstrom of light and raw power that tears the sky apart. To the invaders' absolute horror, their blast is not only stopped, but hurled right back at them. Panic erupts as their own energy bears down on their fleet. The reflected attack rips through their ships, shattering hulls and sending bodies flying. An enemy commander roars into the chaos, demanding to know who dares to interfere. Hong Qianye just clicks his tongue in annoyance, dismissing them as pests. His master's resources will be his soon enough. But for now, he says with a cruel smile, let's squash some flies. In a blur of crimson and gold, he launches himself into the sky, heading straight for the armada. He hovers before them, his voice echoing across the battlefield. "It was me. What are you going to do about it?" Below, the sex buildings are already burning from their failed attack. The invaders are outraged, one shouting at the mere woman acting so arrogantly. An elder from the Feathered Immortal sect steps forward, vowing to put this upstart in their place. But as the elder unleashes his attack, Hong Qianye simply calls him a foolish ant. He counters with a devastating blast of emerald energy that completely consumes the man, whose only reply is a final, fading scream. The rest of the army stares in shock. A master was just killed, effortlessly. Realizing their opponent is on another level entirely, the entire Feathered Immortal sect attacks as one. Hong Qianye is unimpressed. If they're so eager to die, he'll be happy to oblige. He raises a hand and summons a terrifying power. Netherworld's soul-sucking flame. A torrent of ghastly green fire floods the battlefield. It's a poison that bypasses all defenses and burns the soul itself. Agonized screams fill the air as countless warriors are erased from existence. Just as the slaughter peaks, the monks of the Hanging Temple arrive to assist. Hong Qianye just smirks. More fools lining up to die. Master Huiji of the Hanging Temple is confused. His intel said the disciple was weak. If this is his power, he thinks, then how terrifying must Ye Junlin himself be? The monks charge forward, declaring the end for the demoness. But Hong Qianye's patience is gone. With a snarl about another bald fraud he can't stand, he unleashes a swirling vortex of demonic flame. Die! A storm of golden Buddhist seals flies toward him, but his demonic fire twists and turns like a ravenous beast, tearing right through them. The monks watch in horror as their sacred arts fail. One of them screams in despair, crying that he just made his debut. There's nothing they can do. The demonic fire washes over them, and their screams are added to the chorus of the dying. Master Huiji trembles with rage and disbelief, his entire elite force gone in an instant. He roars at Hong Qianye, accusing him of being a demon. In response, Hong Qianye summons a massive golden hand of pure energy from the heavens. "Then let them come down with me," he declares, preparing to wipe out every last one of them. "We'll slaughter them all." The giant hand slams down. A final, massive explosion engulfs the remaining ships, and one last wave of screams echoes across the sky before falling silent. Hong Qianye lands, his hand still crackling with power. "Know your place," he says coldly. Back on the peak, the elders are speechless. It wasn't a battle, it was a massacre. Ye Junlin watches his disciple, checking his status. Great Ascension Realm. The sundial worked even better than he'd hoped. Now he has a perfect worker bee to handle these little problems. But just then he senses something else. A wave of ancient, dark energy washes over the mountain. Far below, deep in the sect's foundations, a group of powerful figures emerges from seclusion. Ye Junlin watches with a curious smile. The legendary 18 Elders of Profound Heaven. He thought they were just a myth. Well now, he thinks to himself, this is getting interesting. Just when one monster has cleared the field, the true legends of the sect finally awaken. And they don't like what they see. The dust from the invasion has barely settled. Hong Qianye stands victorious, a great ascension master, but his triumph is cut short. The legendary 18 elders have arrived, bringing with them a whole new level of crisis. One of the elders, Venerable Ling Feng, looks down on the carnage with disgust, calling the invaders useless trash. Another, Venerable Jin Shi, grumbles that if they hadn't emerged, the world would have forgotten their sect's power. Hong Qianye, still radiating demonic power, glares up at them. "And where did this old fossil crawl out from?" he sneers. "How dare you speak to me with such disrespect?" "Venerable Jin," she explodes. "What did you say?" she shrieks, her face twisted in rage at his insolence. The elders are convinced Hong Qianye is the true enemy. Mistaking him for a woman, they decide to kill him to spite his master. He furiously denies any connection to Ye Junlan, but they just take it as proof of their bond. With insults flying, 3 of them launch their attack, boasting of their mountain-shattering power and vowing to forge a sword from his head. Hong Qianye just gives them a cruel smile. "A blood sacrifice? I'll show you true hell." He raises his hand, summoning a massive demonic seal. He unleashes a torrent of demonic energy, a swirling vortex of black and red power that slams towards the 3 elders. But to his shock, they form a perfect triangle, their energies merging into a single shield that completely neutralizes his attack. They're just as stunned, marveling at how their techniques combined so flawlessly. Another elder's attack shatters his defenses. They realize that while Hong Qianye is strong, he's no match for their coordinated assault. He's too dangerous to live. They all agree to strike at once. The remaining elders unleash a storm of their ultimate techniques, a barrage of overwhelming power aimed right at him. In response, Hong Qianye unleashes his own ultimate move, summoning a massive dragon made of pure hellish fire to meet them head-on. He leaps into the heart of the fiery beast, becoming one with his own attack as it charges forward. But their combined power is too much. They slice through his fire dragon with ease, tearing it to ribbons. The sect members below watch in awe as he holds his own, but they can see his flames weakening. He's being pushed back. Hong Qianye knows he's in trouble. If he can't break their formation, he's done for. He focuses all his remaining power into one last, desperate attack. A concentrated blast of crimson demonic energy shoots forward, meeting their assault in a massive explosion of color and light. But his flame begins to twist and change, morphing into a demonic beast that starts devouring their techniques, absorbing their power as its own. The elders are horrified. They can't believe he's suppressing 15 of them by himself. This wicked power must be extinguished now. A new voice cuts in, mocking Venerable Jin Shi. A wave of purple energy blasts toward her, but she deflects it with ease. 2 more of the 18 elders have appeared. They declare that if this demon is allowed to live, he'll become a threat to the entire eastern region. They must destroy him, body and soul, today. The 2 newcomers join the fray, their power forming a giant red dragon that slams into Hong Qianye. He's furious, cursing his master for not giving him any decent treasures. He never imagined the legendary elders were even real. As their attack bears down on him, a new voice shouts, "That's enough!" The final elder unleashes a devastating fist attack that slams into Hong Qianye, sending him hurtling towards the ground. He lands hard, coughing up blood, beaten. Ye Junlin, still enjoying a snack, casually asks if he's all right. Then he turns to his disciple with mock disappointment. "My dear disciple, I thought you could handle them. Why are you being beaten like a dog?" Hong Qianye glares back, spitting that at least he can retreat. His master is the one just waiting here to die. But suddenly, Venerable Ling Feng activates a massive artifact. The space compass envelops the entire sect in a powerful barrier. "With me here," he declares, "none of you are leaving." Hong Qianye's face falls. He recognizes the artifact. A legendary prison. There is no escape. He can't believe he's going to die here. The other sect members are panicking, but they notice Ye Junlin is still completely relaxed, munching away. One of them finally snaps, screaming, "You're still eating at a time like this?" Ye Junlin simply praises Bai Xiaoxi's cooking and says he wants to try the honey-glazed wings next time. The little mouse girl just worries if there will even be a next time. Of course there will be. He finally gets up and steps forward. "Ye Junlin," one of the elders bellows, "you finally dare to show your face." Ye Junlin just smiles. "You've beaten my disciple and disgraced my sect. You expect me to just stand by?" Venerable Lingfeng roars, threatening to skin him alive as an example to all. He orders the others to capture him. Ye Junlin simply raises a hand, activating his indomitable tyrant body technique. With a casual flick of his wrist, he shatters their combined attack. He looks at them, his eyes glowing with power, and delivers a chillingly simple verdict. "You guys are too weak." The entire sect is stunned. But no one is more shocked than Hong Qianye. He stares at his master, the horrifying truth dawning on him. "Were you playing with me all along?" Ye Junlin looks back at him. "Great Ascension," he states calmly. "So you were already at the Great Ascension realm." Then, a smirk. "Are you disappointed that I'm not at the Fusion realm?" The elders are seething. Refusing to accept this humiliation, they make a desperate choice. Sacrificing their own blood essence, they combine their full power to activate their ultimate weapon, the 15 Heavenly Executions formation. When legends awaken only to face a god, their pride is the first thing to be annihilated. A storm of glowing blue swords, the legendary 15 Heavenly Executions, rains down upon Ye Junlin, the sheer power of the attack warping the very air around him. The other elders watch, confused why he isn't even trying to counter. Hong Qianye stares intently, trying to understand if this is surrender or some other trick. But Ye Junlin just scoffs. Is that all? The swords harmlessly bounce off his skin, not leaving a single scratch. The elders are in disbelief. Their ultimate attack blocked by his body alone. And Hong Qianye realizes with dawning horror, his master has the supreme body technique he's only dreamed of. One of the elders stammers in pure terror. "Who are you?" he screams. "What kind of monster are you?" Ye Junlin's voice is cold as ice. Why is a dead man asking so many questions? In a flash, he's right in front of him, eyes glowing with terrifying power. He grabs the elder by the throat before the old man can even register his presence. A single explosive punch sends a shockwave of fiery energy through the elder's body, obliterating him in an instant. The others can only watch in horror as he effortlessly dismantles their sacred formation, crying out for help as they realize this boy is impervious to their attacks. He moves like a phantom through their ranks, a blur of red-hot energy and unstoppable force. Another elder, the brutish venerable Kwangwu, unleashes a massive punch, creating a powerful red explosion on contact. And it does nothing. The other elders are stunned. Kwangwu is a body refinement specialist, and his best punch didn't even faze him. Ye Junlin finds it interesting that the punch actually tickled a bit. Kwangwu, on the other hand, is coughing up blood, knowing that one more hit like that, and he's finished. Just then, Venerable Jin, she summons a massive ice dragon from the sky, announcing she's joining the fun. The dragon swoops down, but she feels nothing connect. Ye Junlan has vanished. She unleashes another storm of swirling purple blades, desperately trying to find him. Kwangwu bellows, daring the brat to face their combined attack of fire and ice head-on. A confident, predatory grin spreads across Ye Junlin's face. This is exactly what he's been waiting for. His system chimes, conditions met. They still think he's weak, operating on bad information. They have no idea what they've walked into. He raises a hand, effortlessly catching their combined attack in a swirling vortex. "Thank you for the gifts," he says with a dark smile. "Allow me to return them." He sends the amplified attack hurtling back, slamming into the helpless elders and blasting them apart. Beaten and desperate, they realize they have only one choice left. They must use the sect's forbidden secret technique, even if it costs them everything. They begin to chant, ancient runes appearing on their bodies as they pour their own life force into the ritual. "Ye Junlin," one growls, "for forcing our hand, we'll make sure your death is not in vain." Hong Qianye watches in terror, recognizing a forbidden art he thought only existed in legends. He warns his master to be careful, but the words feel hollow. The elders feel unlimited power coursing through them. They know the price is their own foundation, but as long as they can kill this demon, they don't care. They focus all of their newfound power into one final blinding blast of turquoise energy. Die! They scream in unison. Ye Junlin's smile only widens. Finally, he says, his eyes gleaming, things are getting interesting. He unleashes his own power, and a colossal golden avatar, thousands of feet tall, manifests behind him. The heavenly Emperor Dharma body. The Dharma body raises a single, massive hand, effortlessly stopping their final attack in its tracks. Kneel, Ye Junlin commands. Hong Qianye is completely broken. He's seen Dharma bodies before, but never anything like this. This is the real thing. This is the power of a god. Ye Junlin lets out a quiet, almost bored laugh. He points a single finger. The Dharma body mimics the motion, bringing down its own colossal finger. The heaven-crushing finger descends, a pillar of golden light that completely obliterates their last desperate stand. The few survivors flee in absolute terror, screaming that this is no man, but the reincarnation of an immortal monster. One is caught in a vortex of purple energy, his soul sealed away as he's torn apart. The last two watch in horror. This man can tear apart. Great Ascension Masters with his bare hands. The Dharma body moves, its massive hand swatting, venerable Kuang Wu out of the sky like a fly. It catches him in its fist. Still trying to run? Ye Junlin asks, as the elder's body is crushed into nothing. With his dying breath, the elder curses him, screaming that a great demon has finally appeared in their land. Ye Junlin looks at the fading light with a sigh. Why bother? If you hadn't courted death, you wouldn't have died. He notes the high energy cost of the technique, then turns his cold gaze downwards. And now, it's time to deal with that rebellious disciple. On the ground, Hong Qianye stands frozen, sweat pouring down his face, his mind completely blank except for a single, terrifying thought. I'm dead. When you're at the top, life is easy. But for those just below, every single day is a new lesson in humiliation. With the legends defeated and the battlefield cleared, Ye Junlin floats down to his dumbfounded sect members. One of the elders, completely starstruck, rushes up to him, enthusiastically offering to do absolutely anything he needs. He clenches his fists, his heart filled with a newfound, burning admiration for their ridiculously overpowered master. Su Qianshui shoves him aside, telling him Ye Junlin wouldn't want a smelly old man. She offers a shoulder massage instead, praising him for finally showing his true power. Ye Junlin just coughs, muttering that one must always keep a low profile. Meanwhile, Hong Qianye is having a complete internal breakdown. He knows he can't escape. He curses his master, realizing this old fox was a great Ascension Master the entire time. Ye Junlin turns to him, a skewer of meat in hand. "Oh, you're still here?" he asks casually. The simple question hangs in the air like a death sentence. An elder demands he be chopped into mincemeat for his betrayal. With a wicked smile, Ye Junlin adds, "And then we can use him to fertilize the tree in my yard. That's all it takes." Hong Qianye's pride shatters. He drops to his knees, begging for another chance. But Ye Junlin just looks down with a mocking grin. "Weren't you so cocky just a moment ago? Why the sudden cowardice?" The grin on his face widens into something truly sinister. He gives a simple, humiliating command. "Slap yourself, and you stop when I tell you to." A single, fat tear rolls down Hong Qianye's cheek. All his ambition, his pride, his centuries of training, reduced to this. With gritted teeth, he whispers a defeated, "Yes," and brings his hand across his own face. A sharp crack echoes through the silence. As he continues to slap himself, the sect leaders decide that since he showed some remorse, they'll just send him to the back mountain to reflect. Ye Junlin agrees with mock seriousness. Death can be avoided, he says, but punishment is inevitable. He tells his disciple to go and think about what he's done. Hong Qianye bows his head, face swollen and bruised. Through gritted teeth, he thanks his master for his mercy. As he retreats in shame, one of the elders remarks on what a troublesome disciple he is. They all agree that the only reason a monster like Hong Qianye stays is because his master is even more terrifying. Ye Junlin puts on a show of remorse, but inside he's loving it. He enjoys watching his disciple burn with anger while being forced to smile through the misery. He dramatically collapses into his rocking chair and announces he wants hot pot. His loyal mouse girl disciple immediately gets to work. Meanwhile, in the rear mountain, Hong Qianye stands alone, vowing that his master won't enjoy this for long. He still believes he can surpass him. He looks at his swollen reflection in the water, his eyes burning with a humiliated fire. Ye Junlin, he sees. Just you wait. News of the battle spreads like wildfire. In the Buddhist state, they brand Ye Junlin a bloodthirsty demon, the greatest threat in the entire region. The shock is felt everywhere. The young master who was partying earlier is now paralyzed with fear, realizing he barely escaped with his life. He quickly calls for more women to calm his nerves, terrified that he almost provoked such a monster. A female attendant snaps back at him, but he silences her with a single threat. But the most devastating news lands at the Feather Ascension sect. An elder asks a kneeling survivor if the reports are true. The survivor confirms it all to the sect's holy son, Chen Xiao. Total annihilation. The law enforcement elder grits his teeth. Their sect has been completely and utterly humiliated in front of the entire eastern region. Chen Xiao's face twists in rage. He refuses to accept that he, a great genius, was defeated by some backwater nobody. He announces his decision. He's going to refine the supreme Yang True Flame. The elder begs him to reconsider, knowing how dangerous it is. But Chen Xiao is resolute. He grabs the elder, his eyes wild with desperation. He just wants to become stronger. He believes this is his destiny. His voice drops to a chilling whisper. This holy son wants to be reborn. Seeing the madness in his eyes, the elder has no choice but to agree, telling him to prepare for the ordeal ahead. 3 months later, life on Misty Peak is peaceful. Hong Qianye, now a personal servant, pours a glass of vintage wine for his master. He dutifully serves the wine, his face a perfect mask of servitude, hiding his inner turmoil. Ye Junlin takes a sip, wearing a pair of cool sunglasses. Very good, he says cheerfully, as Hong Qianye sighs, wondering when these miserable days will end. As Ye Junlin hums a tune, a system notification pops up. His daily sign-in is ready. He taps the screen with a casual hum. The system announces his great luck. He has obtained a supreme mount. What? Ye Junlin is so surprised he drops his glass. A supreme mount? Seeing the mess, Hong Qianye immediately drops to his knees, thinking he's in trouble again. Disciple knows his mistake. But Ye Junlin isn't angry. He's ecstatic. The system reveals his new mount is a Kun Peng, an ancient divine beast of sea and sky. He laughs manically. A handsome cultivator like him needs a magnificent ride. Now he can finally go out and show off. And Hong Qianye just watches, completely baffled, wondering what good thing has happened to this undeserving fool now. Next time, a massive beast appears in the sky. For a man who has everything, the only thing left to do is make sure everyone else knows it. Bai Xiaoqi rushes to her master with a formal invitation from the powerful Shui clan. Their ancestor has just broken through to the pseudo-immortal realm, and they're throwing a banquet. Ye Junlin sees it for what it is, a power play. Hong Qianye warns that a pseudo-immortal's banquet could be dangerous. But Ye Junlin just scoffs. Danger? We're going. He's thrilled. This is the perfect opportunity to show off his new ride. Right on cue, his system chimes in with a new quest: attend the banquet and successfully shock the audience for a reward. A wide, eager grin spreads across Ye Junlin's face. The system knows him so well. When are we leaving? His disciples ask. Right now, he declares. A familiar dread washes over Hong Qianye. He knows that look. His master is plotting something again. With a dramatic snap of his fingers, Ye Junlin summons his new mount. The sky above the profound heaven sect darkens. A colossal, whale-like creature descends from the clouds, its sheer size causing the very air to tremble as the sect members below look up in absolute terror. Sect leader! Someone screams. That's a great ascension-level beast. They assume it must be another enemy attack. Panic erupts. The sect leader gives the order to activate their protective array immediately. A massive blue energy shield envelops the entire sect, their last line of defense against the apocalyptic beast descending upon them. Hong Qianye stares in disbelief, while Bai Xiaoqi hides behind him, whimpering, "A monster!" Ye Junlin, however, is completely unfazed, a smug grin on his face. He knows this is just its juvenile form. Once it's fully grown, it could have taken on those 18 elders by itself. Hong Qianye feels a flicker of satisfaction. If this beast attacks, maybe his arrogant master will finally get what's coming to him. But then, to his utter shock, Ye Junla shoots into the air, flying directly towards the creature. Is he insane? Hong Qianye thinks. He's rushing towards it. Ye Junla flies straight into the path of its energy blast. Hong Qianye watches in horror, thinking his master is trying to get them all killed. But he just lands gently on the Kunpeng's head. "Good boy," he says, patting the giant beast. "I'll call you Ah-kun. From now on, you're with me." The sect members are speechless. They recognize the mythical Kunpeng from ancient texts, a beast said to roam the multiverse. Ye Junlin's voice echoes from the sky. "No need to panic. This is my new mount." Their terror instantly turns to pure, unadulterated awe. Hong Qianye's spirit is crushed yet again. The Kunpeng was thought to be extinct, yet his lazy, good-for-nothing master gets one as a pet. He fumes silently, lamenting that while he struggles and grovels, his master is constantly showered with blessings from fate. Ye Junlin announces that they're ready to go. But as he stands on the massive creature's back, he feels like something's missing. A wicked idea pops into his head. "Ah, got it!" he exclaims as he begins to weave a complex seal with his fingers. Back on Misty Peak, the ground begins to tremble. His entire personal pavilion lifts off the ground, encased in a bubble of blue energy. He gently places the floating house on the Kunpeng's back. "Perfect," he thinks. "Now I can lie down inside." Below, one of the elders whose house was nearby screams in comical agony, "That's my house!" Ye Junlin calls for his disciples to come aboard. Bai Xiaoxi cheers and runs forward, but Hong Qianye can only grunt, his will to live fading with every new absurdity. Image, Shtawade 7025. As he flies up, he admits that his fate is to follow. He'll just have to bide his time and wait for another opportunity. The other sect members watch them go. One worries about them facing a pseudo-immortal, but another just laughs. Since when has Ye Junlin ever needed their concern? Honestly, he says, they should just be grateful if he doesn't cause chaos. The scene shifts to the eastern domain, where the Shui clan resides on a massive floating island, a testament to their power. Cultivators and aristocrats from all over are flocking to the island, eager to witness the grand banquet and curry favor with the new pseudo-immortal. On the main island, guests flatter the young master of the clan, Shuizhan, telling him his family is now secure for the next 300,000 years. Young Master Shui just smiles graciously, fanning himself as he assures them the Shui clan will take care of its allies. One of the guests asks if the Profound Heaven sect was invited. "Of course," young Master Shui replies with a malicious grin. "But do you really think they'll dare to show up?" He sneers, saying that if they send some nobody, they won't even make it past the front gate. Another guest asks, "What if Ye Junlin himself comes?" A cruel, dark smile spreads across young Master Shui's face. "Then that country bumpkin can finally witness the true might of the Shui clan. We'll be waiting for you next time. When you throw a party to show off your power, you'd better be prepared for who might just show up at your door." At the Shui clan's island, the guests boast that even a venerable like Ye Junlin will have to bow before a pseudo-immortal ancestor. But as young Master Shui is gloating, a massive shadow falls over the island. A colossal blue beast descends from the clouds, its presence shaking the very foundations of their floating home. The guests are in awe and terror. They recognize it, a Kunpeng, a long-extinct divine beast. They can't believe someone is actually riding a supreme-grade mount. This is flexing on a whole other level. Young Master Shui, trying to save face, quickly starts lying. "Ah yes," he says, "this guest has deep ties with my ancestors. He even wanted to be my godfather when I was born." He continues the pathetic lie, pretending to be lost in fond memories as his sycophants eat it up. But the more knowledgeable guests aren't fooled. A voice from the sky announces, "The one you're looking for is..." The Kunpeng transforms, its massive whale-like body shifting into that of a magnificent bird. Von, from the Profound Heaven sect, Ol Ye Junlan. He appears, flanked by his two disciples, looking every bit the part of an untouchable master. The crowd erupts. It's really him. Young Master Shui is left speechless, his face a mask of pure, horrified disbelief as he hisses to his followers, asking if he said anything earlier. "No, no, we heard nothing," they insist as he grits his teeth, cursing this man's audacity. Just then, a powerful figure descends from the main hall. The Shui clan ancestor, a pseudo-immortal, has been forced to greet his guest personally. The ancestor looks at the Kunpeng with greedy eyes, but knows better than to cause trouble. For now, he warmly greets Venerable Yi. And right on cue, Ye Junlin gets a system notification. Quest complete. All his training speeds are increased by 50 times. A smug smile spreads across his face. Having a flashy mount really does pay off. He offers his congratulations to the ancestor. The ancestor gestures for him to follow, leading him into the main banquet hall. The guests whisper amongst themselves, noting how handsome he is and how beautiful his disciple, Red Fairy, is. Bai Xiaoxi, however, only has eyes for the food. Yi Junlin tells her to go ahead and eat. "Really?" she squeaks excitedly. "Then I won't hold back." Young Master Shui watches from the side, his eyes filled with contempt. He approaches their table with a practiced smile. "Brother Yi? Long time no see." Ye Junlin just looks at him blankly, thinking, who is this clown? He introduces himself as the Shui clan's young master. Ye Junlin gives a completely unimpressed. "Oh, it's fine, now I know," he says with a dismissive wave. "Doesn't concern me." Young Master Shui's face turns red with rage. Noticing the other guests staring, he quickly composes himself, but his eyes find a new target. He spots Hong Qinye, and his mind is immediately filled with lust. She's gorgeous, he thinks. He's instantly convinced he can win her over. After all, he's the favored heir of the Zhui clan. A wicked plan forms in his mind. Once she's his, he'll use her to control Ye Junlin. He approaches Hong Qianye, holding a beautiful flower. "Red Fairy," he says smoothly, "do you like flowers?" He explains it's an extremely rare blossom, a token of his admiration. But Hong Qianye isn't impressed. He recognizes it as a priceless ingredient for pills. "Idiot," he thinks. "You're sticking it in a vase? What a hick." Young Master Shu asks why the fairy seems unhappy. Hong Qianye's eye twitches. "Stop calling me fairy. I am a man." He laughs it off as a joke and tries to get closer. That's the last straw. Hong Qianye's eyes glow with demonic light. "Keep pestering me," he warns, his voice dropping to a deathly whisper, "and you die." A wave of pure, terrifying killing intent freezes the young master in his tracks. The pressure is so intense he's forced to his knees, his fan shattering on the floor. Just then, the Shui clan patriarch arrives. "How disgraceful!" he roars, slapping his son across the face. He turns to Hong Qianye and apologizes. But then he makes the same mistake. "Red Fairy, please forgive my son," Hong Qianye finally snaps. "For the last time, I am a man." The patriarch freezes. "A man?" He looks closer at the tall frame, the solid stance. A slow, horrifying realization dawns on him. "Maybe I made a mistake." The three of them stand there in a moment of incredibly awkward silence. The patriarch's face flushes a deep red. He forces a laugh. "Red Fairy, you sure are funny." Hong Jinyai is engulfed in an aura of pure murderous rage. "You dare humiliate me again and again," he seethes. "You are all dead. We'll see you for the next round." A banquet meant to show off power is about to be shattered by a single mistake. Because when you poke a sleeping dragon, you shouldn't be surprised when it breathes fire. Just as Hong Qianye is about to erupt, Bai Xiaoqi scurries over with a flask of wine, sent by their master to help him cool off. Realizing he almost lost his composure, Hong Qianye backs down, while the clueless young Master Shui stammers a pathetic apology, unaware of the bullet he just dodged. Hong Qianye snatches the wine gourd, his irritation still simmering. He was seconds away from losing control. With her mission complete, Bai Xiaoqi's eyes sparkle. Now she can finally get her hands on some more of that delicious wine. As she happily starts chugging, the other guests whisper, speculating that this strange child must be another one of the white-haired demon's bizarre pets. Ye Junlin walks over with a smirk, gently reminding her not to let her hat fall off and cause any misunderstandings. With a little hiccup, she promises to be careful. With the situation diffused, Ye Junlin leads his little disciple away for dessert, her mind focused only on the promise of more food. Left alone, young Master Shue's polite facade crumbles. Seething, he barks at his attendant to find him some women now. Fuming in the hallway, his mind races with hatred. He vows revenge, promising to make Ye Junlin watch as he carves his precious disciple into pieces. But just as he's lost in his dark thoughts, a shadowy figure appears behind him, radiating a dark, heavy energy. The killing intent is so thick it's almost visible. Hong Qianyai senses it instantly from across the room. Before young Master Shui can even react, a blade flashes towards him. The assassin moves in a blur. Young Master Shui is thrown back, crying out in shock and pain. He never saw it coming. Scrambling on the ground, he screams, "You've got some nerve, attacking me here!" In an instant, the clan guards surround the assassin. The assassin knows he's on a timer. He decides to gamble everything on this one attack. He doesn't care if he dies, as long as he can take this bastard down with him. He channels all his power, his body glowing with a furious red aura. "Shui Tianyi! Die!" he screams, as a wave of deadly energy surges forward. A whirlwind of crimson energy tears through the guards. Young Master Shui can only watch in horror, letting out a terrified scream as the attack closes in. He's bleeding and torn, but still alive. Shaking with fear, he screams for help, his voice cracking. The assassin charges again, but the guards form a human wall, absorbing the impact. He just needs one more clean strike. With a furious roar, he unleashes another wave of energy, screaming that anyone who gets in his way will die. His eyes glow with fury as he promises to cut his target down. But young Master Shui yells back, "Who the hell are you? I don't even know you!" The assassin laughs, a hollow, bitter sound. He mocks him, saying that for all the evil he's done, his memory is awfully short. News of the chaos finally reaches the banquet. A guard bursts in, shouting that an assassin is trying to kill the young master. Ye Junlin turns to Hong Qianyai and asks if he saw anything. Hong Qianyai simply replies that he's still figuring things out. Ye Junlin just shrugs. "Either way, I'm bored. Let's go watch the show." He scoops up a drunken, mumbling Bai Xiaoxi, and they head towards the commotion. Just as the assassin is about to land a final blow, a powerful hand clamps down on his sword. The Shui clan patriarch has arrived, his eyes blazing with fury. "You lowly rat," he snarls. The patriarch disarms him with ease. He demands to know who sent him, but the man just laughs, saying even the heavens couldn't stop him today. Young Master Shui insists he's never seen the man before. The assassin glares up at them and roars that even if they don't know him, they should know his name, Li Wujie. The crowd recognizes the Blade Demon, a ruthless killer who vanished years ago. The patriarch is furious, demanding to know how a demon like him got an invitation. Li Wujie just smirks through the blood. "I stole it." Young Master Shui is still baffled. "I don't know you? Why are you my enemy?" Li Wujie's face darkens. "You don't know me," he growls. "My sister. She died at your hands," Li Wujie explains. His sister was Li Xiaofei. They grew up together, fighting for survival. One year, she wanted to see the famous flower fields in the Spirit Province. He was obsessed with his training and didn't go with her. A few months later, her lifelink shattered. He searched everywhere, finally learning the horrifying truth. The young master of the Shui clan had taken a liking to his sister. Some said she refused him and was tortured to death. Others whispered she was defiled by him and his men before her soul was torn from her body. His voice breaks as he imagines her final, terrifying moments. From that day on, he swore revenge, training like a madman, failing again and again to get close. So he waited, knowing the banquet was his only chance. Here, in their own home, they would be at their most relaxed. He grits his teeth in frustration. "But damn it, you're so hard to kill." He was so painfully close. Hearing the name Li Xiaofei, a slow, cruel smile spreads across young Master Shui's face. "Oh yeah, I remember her now. That little firecracker was your sister?" He laughs, a vile, mocking sound. "I've had more women than I can count, but some of them really stick out." He licks his lips. "And your sister was one of them." A memory of his sister flashes through Li Wujie's mind. Young Master Shui continues his taunts. Her body was a killer, but her temper was like a bomb. Another memory, his sister smiling, pulling at his sleeve. "But women like that, Young Master Shui continues, his voice dripping with malice. He leans in, his expression one of pure, sadistic pleasure, and licks his lips again. The more you break them, the sweeter they taste. A vision of what Li Xiaofei might have looked like, beautiful and confident, lingers on the screen, her memory now defiled by the man who destroyed her. A man's grief can be twisted into a weapon, but when you pour salt in a wound that deep, you're not just causing pain, you're begging for an explosion. Young Master Shui continues his disgusting monologue, calling Li Wujie's sister a firecracker just waiting to explode. He declares that taming women like her is where the real fun is. He recounts how he knocked her out and dragged her to his room. At first, she cursed him, but as he broke her spirit, her cries turned to begging. He smiles, saying that sound still rings in his ears. With a twisted grin, he boasts about how a fiery mare like her was properly tamed. He licks his lips, reveling in the memory. Tears stream down Li Wujie's face as he begs him to stop. But young Master Shui just keeps going, describing how he sold her to a brothel after she was broken. He laughs, asking if he wasn't a nice guy. The cruelty is too much. Li Wujie's grief turns to pure, blinding rage. A roar of pure agony erupts from Li Wujie. "I'll kill you!" he screams, his body exploding in a storm of red energy. But the Shui clan patriarch simply watches, his eyes glowing with cold, deadly power. With a single word, enough. The patriarch shatters his attack. He turns to his son, not to scold him, but to call him a disappointment for letting a nobody cause such a scene. Li Wujie lies broken on the ground, realizing he's up against a family of absolute psychos. Watching from the sidelines, Ye Junlan's system chimes in. A new quest: accept Li Wujie as a disciple, and kill young Master Shui for a divine reward, or stay silent for a few measly crystals. Ye Junlan scoffs. 10 crystals? Do I look like a beggar? Young Master Shui approaches the fallen Li Wujie, sword in hand. "It's over," he sneers. "Next life, try being smarter." A sadistic, terrifying grin spreads across his face as he raises his sword for the killing blow. But just as the sword falls, a hand shoots out and stops it cold. It's Ye Junlin, effortlessly halting the attack without even looking. Young Master Shui stares in disbelief. The crowd erupts. They can't believe he's protecting a demonic cultivator right in the middle of the Shui clan's home. It's a massive slap in the face. The patriarch's voice is dangerously low. "Ye Junlin, what is the meaning of this?" Ye Junlin glances back with a smirk. "Felt like it. I'm taking him as my disciple. If you touch him, you're picking a fight with me." The guests are stunned. Li Wujie looks up, bewildered, unable to understand why this famous master would risk everything for him. The patriarch gives a final warning. Li Wujie begs Ye Junlin to leave, promising to repay him in the next life. Hong Qinya thinks it's a foolish risk, but his master's voice cuts through his thoughts. "Hong, get over here and protect your new junior brother!" An explosion of rage goes off in his head. "Yes, master." He grits out, reluctantly moving to stand guard. Li Wujie is horrified, whispering, "What are you doing? Are you trying to get us all killed?" The Shui clan ancestor has had enough. A crushing wave of pseudo-immortal pressure descends from the sky, pressing down on everyone. Hong Qianye struggles to stand, his power completely frozen. The gap is just too massive. Bai Shaoxi whimpers beside him. "No more wine for Mousy." But Ye Junlin is unfazed. With a smirk, he unleashes his own aura, pushing back against the immense pressure. Suddenly, a new voice booms from the heavens. "Who dares?" The Shui ancestor is startled, sensing another pseudo-immortal. The voice roars, "Where is Ye Junlun?" Down below, Ye Junlun calmly looks up and replies, "Who's barking?" The sky rips open in a blinding flash of golden light as another powerful figure descends. The Shui ancestor clenches his fist, fuming. He finally reached the pseudo-immortal stage, and now some stronger guy shows up and steals his spotlight. A voice from the light booms, "Who's the one showboating here?" The light fades to reveal a muscular man with long blonde hair. He announces that he is Zhu Yang from Huahamen. The guests recognize the legendary reclusive master. Zhu Yang looks down at Ye Junlin and sneers, "Do I need your permission to help?" He points down. "Hey kid, I'm right here." "What do you want?" Hong Qianye watches, his expression grim. Zhu Yang, cloaked in golden light, rockets towards Ye Junlin, his name a battle cry on his lips. Ye Junlin! Ye Junlin, now wearing sunglasses, casually flips him the middle finger. Why are you yelling like a damn dog? He shouts back, completely unimpressed. Zhu Yang's face contorts with rage. He channels a massive ball of golden energy, screaming, "You little brat, die!" He unleashes his ultimate attack, Solar Annihilation. A massive, sun-like orb of destructive energy hurtles towards the ground. Hang Chanye and Bai Xiaoji are frozen in terror. The Shui clan members panic, screaming that the entire city will be vaporized. But Ye Gunlin just stands there, calmly thinking, "Wait, so how do I complete the quest now?" Image K33034. The rest of the crowd can only shield their faces, their screams swallowed by the blinding light of the blast.